What's up? 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 What is up? How are y'all doing today? Hey, it is Saturday. And you already know what that means. That means we about to get it in today and talk about all the fun things that happened in the news while the week has gone by. I apologize for my tardiness. As y'all know, I just got done doing the other live and I forgot. I got to feed my dog. Had to go feed Cobster real quick before I get on here for another X amount of time, and I didn't want to, leave him hanging or whatnot. So sorry about that. I had to go feed the dog real quick. But I am so happy to have you guys here so we can talk. So much to talk about, so much to do. My goodness, I don't even know where to start. But first, actually, I do know where to start. I need to give a shout out to. Hold on, somebody had just hooked the brother up. And I want to say thank you to Algie. Thank you so much, Algie, for the $10 Cash App. Sending some love right back to you. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate you. Excuse me. And in case I forgot, Kelly, thank you also for the $20 Cash App. I appreciate you also. Thank you so much for that. Really do means a lot. Let's see. So yes, by the way, if you guys have if you're just dang man, right? Okay, right there. Sorry. My man Terrence, thank you, brother, so much for the $10 Cash App for feeding Kobe. You got it. You know it. I appreciate that. Kobe is doing a lot better now. So thank you for that. I really appreciate you. But yes, so what do I have to say? So I got the shout outs there. Shout out to the replay game, just in case if you're watching. But yes, I am going to talk about Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. No, I'm not going to spoil anything. No, I'm not going to review anything because the matter of fact, the spoiler-free review can be dropped on Valentine's Day, and then I don't know how long they're gonna hold on to this, but the spoiler review cannot be dropped until the week after that. So if you're looking for spoilers, if you're looking for a review, hey, what you gonna grade on a scale from 1 to 10? I'm not telling none of that. I'm not gonna say none of that because I'm a professional and I don't want to, cross those type of lines. So but I can give you my reaction. I can tell you how I felt. I can tell you, things that I kind of liked that I didn't like, but not really going into a lot of detail. So we'll save all that for the end, towards the end or whatnot. And I'll talk about my experience going out there and hanging out and all that. But first we got to get through some quick shout outs, and then and then I got to tell y'all what, well, you probably saw it. If you've seen the video, you probably already saw it a little bit. I'm still going to give you a little more story, but you saw what Kevin Feige was yelling, and I was kind of what Jonathan Majors was yelling, a little bit, you saw it, you saw the video, but just in case, we'll go over that later. But anyway, let me grab this real quick. Oh man, hey Bo, I think you sent a cash another super chat. My bad, I didn't see it until like I closed everything out. But thank you so much for it. I forget what you were talking. I think you were talking about Ellie or whatnot. But either way, thank you so much, man. I appreciate you. But thanks once again for joining the Last of Us chat earlier today, and thank you for being here. Now, J Mart, thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you, Ms. Harper. Always a pleasure. Thank you so much, man, for being here or for checking it out. I think you were listening on your way. Kristen Pratt back at it. Thank you so much, ma'am, and I appreciate you holding down the fort with the Mod Squad. My man Didier is back at it. Thank you so much. Good to see you. Callow, good to see you again. Thank you so much. Paul, what's going on? How you doing? Rizzo, what's going on? Good to see you again. Robert, what's up? What's up? Thank you so much for making it. My man Nelson's back. What's going on? Johnny Washington, I see you as well. My baby. Hello. Good to see you. My man Gray is here. What's going on? Minister Crush is back at it. Thank you so much for being here again. Aaron, what's going on? Thank you so much. Deborah, we got to do a part 2. Come on now. Double the lives is all the way good. Amber, hello. Good to see you. Andrew, always a pleasure. Thank you so much for being back. Rhonda, hello. We back in the building. Come on now. My man, Jason Rodriguez. Come on now. You already know what it is. Pam Entertainment, hello. Good to see you. Thank you so much for joining. Treese, back at it. Thank you so much. My man Terrence is here. Thank you so much. And I appreciate you, fam, for the contributions once again. And Kobe, thanks you too. Mr. Hughes is back. Thank you so much. It's always great seeing y'all again. Come on now. We ain't got to wait a whole week. We just got to wait, what, 25 minutes? Always good. Soto, what's going on? Good to see you. Come on now. SJ Evans, hello, man. Another top vet in the building. Monique, hello, ma'am. How are you? Good to see you. Bleeding Edge, what's going on? How you doing? Dorian, hello. Good to see you. Dusty, what's up? How you doing? Let's see. Andreas, hello. Good to see you. Eyes only, what's up? Travis, my man, what's up? How are you? Famous Jay, what's going on? I'm Rick James. What's up? Let's see. Schism. I think I got him. Okay. What's going on? Toronto. Okay, I love it when we get international with it. Oh, by the way, okay, you were saying that you were waiting on your Kang Gang shirt. First of all, shout out to the Kang Gang. First of all, I do not control any of the manufacturing, production, and nothing like that. I just put the shirts up on the websites and I let them take care of it. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Teespring is having some sort of printing issues, because there were shirts I was waiting on too, and like for whatever, I contacted customer service and they're like, we'll get to it, and I'm like, but I need my shirts. Like, what do you, don't tell me no, what, get to it, like I need my stuff. So I did end up going to another store, another website to post the shirt. So this is what I would say if you're still one of those people waiting on the Kang Gang shirt, and if for whatever reason they slip in, or you don't feel like waiting as much, you can contact customer service, and when you contact them, you can also just cancel and get a refund if you already paid. So you can do that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to post this in the chat right now. So check the comments or whatnot. I'm posting the link, and hopefully the mods can help me out here with this too, in case anybody needs it. But I'm posting the TeePublic link. The TeePublic link has the same shirt. I think I priced them around the same. And you could just get it there. So if you don't want to feel, if you don't feel like waiting on Teespring, go ahead and get them from TeePublic instead, and that'll be a much better route. I can't even like apologize because I have nothing to do with the production, but it is kind of shady that they ain't like tell nobody until like you actually go reach them. But anyway, thank you so much for being a supporter for the Kang Gang. And by the way, if you go to the TeePublic thing and look at the store, you might find some other Kang Gang shirts, the We Was Kangs, the other original Kang Gang shirt that I had, so yeah, you could definitely get, matter of fact, I'll post that link too. Hold on, let me get that link too, because I don't want nobody feeling left out, because I need y'all to have some options when it comes to the Kang Gang. Go ahead, here's the this is the link to the store. I think it's called Shirts and More, something like that. You can get more different versions, so all the shirts you've been seeing me wear, you can see a lot of them on there, and they might be in the descriptions later on. But thank you so much for that. I appreciate you. Just my opinion reviews come through. In case you didn't know, this was the guy I was at the Ant-Man premiere with. Had a great time. Definitely tons of fun. And I'm pretty sure if you go on his channel, you're going to see a whole lot of other stuff from his time being out there as well. So thank you so much for coming out. Appreciate you. I'm glad you had a great time. And of course, stay tuned to his channel. Make sure you go subscribe if you haven't already, because you never know who's going to pop up. Maybe me and others as well. Let's see what else. Stamina MC, what's going on all the way from London? I love the internationalness. I love it. I really do. Sim, what's going on? How are you? Winsome, hello. Good to see you. Corey, I see you too. T-Ville, what's up? Kimmy J, back at it. Hello. Science is fun. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. My man Cornelius, what's going on? Thank you so much. Joey, hello. Felicia, what is up? Thank you so much. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Did I mispronounce that? Was that Joel? I'm sorry. If I mispronounced that, my bad. South Africa? Really? Yo, that's dope. That is so dope. I've always wanted to go to South Africa just at least once. That is so freaking dope. that we can be international like this. I really, really love it. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate you. And by the way, shout out to everybody that's made it out tonight. I really appreciate y'all. I'm gonna grab these comments, then we're gonna jump right into the news. We got so much stuff to go over. And I'm gonna get this going. Tyra, what you got? Hey, y'all. I hope y'all having a good weekend. I want to thank not only God, but Jesus too, because I got my Beyonce tickets today. Okay. So in other words, you won the lotto. In other words, you won the lottery, because apparently that's the only way you can get them suckers. Woo wee, my goodness. Hey, congratulations to you, because I know that is a struggle. Everybody can't get them tickets. You have to pre-register just to get in the waiting line of the waiting line. But yeah, congratulations to you on that. Yeah, I'm not that fortunate. I couldn't get them even if I wanted to. Jason, thank you. Oh my God, Jason, brother, thank you so much, man. Hey man, just sending some love and support. This is what I'm talking about, man. This is why you guys are just so awesome. Just always supporting the channel like this. It is such like a blessing just to have you guys here in the first place. Like, but to contribute like this goes so far. I mean, to be honest with you, like, this is how I'm able to like just do everything. It's how I keep the lights on. So thank you, Jason. I really, really do appreciate you a whole lot. Thank you so much, man. That's awesome. Dan the man, what's going on? Yo, does Kang turn the time back on Hank and Jan? I can't tell you none of that. I come on, bro. You know, I mean, come on, bro. You know the deal. I can't tell you none of that. But I can say, I think I can say, Kang is a menace. Okay, Kang is a menace and is easily. But look, put my love for Jonathan Majors aside as an actor. Put my love for Kang Gang and all that to the side. I'm not playing when I say Kang is literally the best part of the movie. Okay, I'm not playing with that. Go read and listen to other people's reactions, and they will tell you the same thing. Okay, like I tried to forewarn y'all. I tried to tell you the day, man. I need somebody to pull the footage. The day Jonathan Majors got cast as Kang, I told y'all he's gonna be the truth. He was going to carry all. He was gonna be a problem. And he is, because of this man's acting ability and range. So yes, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. I'll talk more about the movie a little bit later, but Kang is the man. That's it. Y'all thought I was gonna champion Kang Gang for nothing? Come on now. You know I try to put my bets on the winning horse, right? You know. 60 plus, thank you so much. So you got to meet my cougar crush. Oh boy, so proud of you. Kang Gang, EmansReviews, thank you so much. Yes, listen, apparently it ain't just you. Everybody, did you give him my number? Did you let him know? Listen, I'll tell you the story about what happened later, but my goodness, I didn't. I mean, man, y'all out here. Y'all are out here. All of y'all that be out here, just y'all need some water. A lot of y'all need some water, because man. It's Jonathan's year, though. This is his year. Last of all, Kristen and I have been having a debate for months, and we need to settle this. I hate runny eggs, and she loves them. Whose side is everyone on? I hate runny eggs. It's just not for me. The funny thing is, if I'm not mistaken, I think the wife likes them, you know, and I'm no. Nope, not for me. It's not for me. I can't do it. It ain't cooked. Cook my eggs, okay? Boil them, fry them, scramble them. Cook my dang on eggs, okay? Runny eggs. Oh no. Y'all enjoy yourselves. Not for me. Not for me. Nelson, what you got? Email, what MCU multiverse scoop you get from Feige? Nothing. I ain't getting no scoop, but I'll talk about a little bit of that later on. But no, I ain't getting no scoops or nothing. They ain't. Yeah, come on now. Of all people, Kevin Feige giving out information of all people? No, come on now. Y'all know this. Kevin don't even talk to like other people with way higher status than me. You know, this not me. Yeah, so hold on. So first of all, I like him medium well, medium well. And the reason why I like a medium well is because if I can't finish the steak, I like to heat it up later. And if it's well done and you try to heat it up later, it gets too tough. So I like it medium well, get the juiciness now, and then later on, you could warm it up and you good, you know. But nah, man, listen, I'm not a vampire like some of y'all. Okay, some of y'all out here like, please, can I have extra blood? Yes, I like my steak to still be mooing. I don't do that. Y'all enjoy yourselves. I don't drink blood. Okay, I like Blade, but I don't eat like Blade. Okay, that's not for me. Okay, y'all listen. That's up to you. Okay, I need to make sure all the germs in my stuff is cooked. Okay, I like cooked germs. I don't like fresh germs. Okay, golly, ooh, I don't know how y'all do. How y'all boo boo be looking? Y'all boo boo be coming out with worms and stuff on them. I couldn't do it. Not me. Not me. Okay, sorry. Cornelius, what you got? Just blink 3 times if the links are true concerning the end of Quantumania and leading into the post-credit scenes. I don't know what the leaks are. To be honest with you, I purposely avoided any leaks, any last-minute trail. I mean, I was gonna go see the movie, so it's kind of like, why do I want to watch extra footage? Why do I want to? Y'all know I hate spoilers, so I didn't even want to play around with leaks. Now, what I will say is that there are 2 good post-credit scenes after. So there are 2 good ones. I have no idea what these leaks are or what they said. But personally, I did not even want to entertain them. I didn't want to look for them, and I'm glad I missed whatever. So I can't help you on that one. I can only say that the post-credit scenes are definitely positive for the film. Definitely a positive. All right, let's jump into some of the first topics here. So first and foremost, we got another horror movie coming out. We've seen this trend happening so far, and more recently, it's been due to Scream. So the popularity with Scream, we saw coming back. Halloween has also done this as well, where they're like, hey, you know what? It's time for the new generation to have it, blah, 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 blah. So now we have yet another other horror franchise that wants to come back, and it is this. I Know What You Did Last Summer. A sequel is in the works with Sony, and you also are going to have Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze coming back. Now, here's what they end up saying. And again, yeah, because of the relaunch of Scream, that is what's really given Sony this courage to go ahead and do it. And it is nice to have Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze back. That's always a positive, right? But according to this, Sony also saw it important to not reboot the franchise, but to do a sort of passing of the torch type sequel where original cast members are brought back as a new generation. Cast members are added to the ensemble, similar to films like Scream or Creed. Once the idea was pitched by Robinson and Kendrick, the next step was getting Hewitt and Prince back on board, which the 2 were game for after hearing the pitch. So it sounds like we're gonna get what I like to call them C boots. I think other people are calling them legacy sequels or something like that or whatever. Basically, like, okay, if there were 5 movies, then we're gonna pick up after the second movie because the last 3 sucked or something like that. Now I'm gonna be very honest with you. I watched all of the I Know What You Did Last Summer movies. The first one was great, mainly because of the time that we were in. What was that? Early 2000s or something like that. Whatever it was. But there was that time frame where Scream was really big, and I Know What You Did Last Summer was big, and like all these horror movies were doing very well, especially with the teens and stuff like that. And it was cool, but like, to be honest with you, I don't remember not a lick of this. Okay, not a lick. I don't remember. I don't know who done it. I don't know who came back. I don't know who died. I don't know nada. Zip, zero, zilch. Okay, nothing. And because of that, I don't care. I just don't care. I don't need to know what y'all did last summer. because I don't remember last summer. Okay, I don't. This was not a major franchise that I was like, dang, remember I know what you did last summer? Like, it never comes up in conversation. Halloween, sure. Michael Myers, he's classic horror villain. Scream, sure. You know, you had the parody movies and you know, with Scary Movie and stuff like that that kept it relevant. I know what you did last time. When was the last time y'all talked about that movie? When was the last time you seen an article about that movie? When was the last time you seen either of the stars even talk about that movie? I mean, Jennifer Love Hewitt, for the last time I remember seeing her, she's been doing Hallmark movies. I could be wrong, but I ain't been really checking for her like that. Freddie Prinze, I mean, that's been great. He's been doing Star Wars and everything, been great at it. He's in Clone Wars. But outside of that, like, this movie don't be coming up. Not for me. Not for me. So if it's been y'all let me know. Golly, the first was in 97. I thought this is how far back I thought it was. 97 and 98. Yikes. Okay, this is really far back then. So I must golly, was I in high school? I think I was. Oh, yeah, I might have been in high school even earlier. Oh my gosh, that was a long time, long time. Anyway, is this something that y'all are looking forward to? Do y'all want to know what they did last summer? Like, y'all, let me know in the comments down below. I'm just gonna be honest. I'm not. I have zero interest in this right now. And to be honest, right after coming off of Scream and Scream doing its thing, I'm kind of like, are we gonna get a little oversaturated with this whole thing too? I don't know. But y'all let me know what you think. All right, we got Derek. What you got? What I miss? We talking about steak? I like medium rare, please. Oh, medium rare, bro. I don't know how y'all do this. Okay, I guess what they do, just take a match and just sizzle it just real quick. Like, is that how they cook y'all steak? Like, listen, burn my stuff. I don't care. Burn it. You know, don't burn it to a crisp. But like, I just need to know it's cooked. The closest I will eat to like raw-ish meat or food like that is sushi. I will get down with some sushi, not all kinds of sushi, but some types of sushi. You know, I'm picky even with that. But that's the closest I get to it. I don't know how y'all stomach that. Literally, like, I don't know how y'all do it. Dancing Dog, what you got? Always great to chat, catch a stream with all these magnificent eFam members. Again, I reiterate, the smartest, most welcoming group on here on YouTube. This is all facts, by the way. Kang Gang in the building, and bring on Blue Marvel soon, Kevin Feige. Yes, and yes. I'm here for all of that. Thank you so much for that, Dancing Dog, and you could not be more correct in that assessment. All right, let me hurry up here. Speaking of which, y'all remember this show, Spartacus? So y'all remember, in case y'all forgot, the show Spartacus. This was a series. Now it's coming to Stars, and it was a big show. Like, a lot of people really like Spartacus. Season 1 was doing fantastic. Unfortunately, the main lead actor passed away. Was fighting cancer at the time. What was the brother's name? Andy Whitfield. He had passed away, and you know, the show made a decision to recast. They decided, hey, you know what they get? Liam McIntyre was the replacement. They got a replacement, and the show went on. Now, that does not mean that they, you know, just completely ignored anything that Andy Whitfield did, but you know, they just kept going. They honored their person, their fallen comrade, and all that stuff. And yeah, they kept going. You know, no one's talking about Andy's legacy being tarnished. No one is talking about the disrespect about the fact that the show went on. They recast the lead character who died of cancer and kept going with the story and the character. Must be nice. Must be nice. Anywho, looks like for you Spartacus fans, there's going to be a sequel. A sequel series has been announced at Stars. Would you look at that? Now it says Stars is officially returning to one of us, the most beloved and groundbreaking hit series, Spartacus. The network announced that a new series is in development that is set to massively expand on the world and characters of the original show and create a new journey that will explore much of what was left untouched in the original 4-season run on the network. Woo! My goodness, I had no idea it ran for 4 seasons. Wow, 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 wow. Okay, hey, good for them. I have, like I said, I never watched Spartacus. All I heard was like that it was really, really good. And a lot of people that watched it were really here for it. So if you have watched Spartacus, please let me know. Are you excited for this? It sounds like it might be a spin-off series potentially. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Is this something you're excited for? Are you happy to see that they're going on with it? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. All right, let's move on. We got to move. Oh boy. Okay, I don't know if y'all heard about this. We talked about brilliant plans before, but apparently, hold on, let me see. AMC is coming out with something here. And they got a new plan. They have a new plan, which is to do something with the prices of tickets. And ain't nobody really feeling this plan. No one is really feeling this plan, mainly because, well, the plan sucks. let's just keep it 100 right now. I don't know what they were sipping on. I don't know what they were smoking. I don't know what they were doing, but AMC has come out with this brilliant strategy of now charging people more money for certain seats and less money for different seats. Now, let me read the report and I'm going to tell you exactly why this is the stupidest thing to do. So let's go to the report first. So it says AMC theaters are going to change movie ticket prices based on seat location. So what does that mean? Similar to music concerts, sporting events, or Broadway, moviegoers will have the option to pay more or less for admission depending on where they choose to sit in the venue. In effect, front row seats will be available at a lower price, while seats in the middle of the theater will be available at a higher price. AMC locations like New York, Chicago, shout out to Chicago, of course, Kansas City. Dang, this is not Kansas City's time, is it? Will be expanded to all domestic AMC locations by the end of the year. Now, this is how the plan is supposed to work, according to them. The first is standard sightline. Actually, let me put up this image here so you guys can have an idea of what they're talking about. So as you can see here, these are the kind of seats, those seats in the middle, the gold seats, which are usually, let's just be honest, those are the seats everybody really wants. You want to sit in the center, middle, something like that. And this is from, I think, like a test theater that's been doing this. And all the other white seats or whatever, they're going to be pretty much standard price. And the lower price will be the very, very front row, which, let's also be honest, don't nobody want to sit in the front row like that. Most people do not want to sit in the very front row most of the time. But as you guys kind of look at that, I'll break down what the plan is. The first is standard sightline, described as the seats that are most common in auditoriums and are available for the traditional cost of a ticket. Then there's value sightline, referred to as seats in the front row as the auditorium, as well as select ADA seats in each auditorium, and are available at a lower price than standard sightline. So those blue lines, those blue front rows are going to be, great value seats, basically. The third option is preferred sightline, which are the seats in the middle, the gold seats of the auditorium, and are priced at a premium to standard sightline seats. So they are going to be more expensive than all of them. Now, if you are an AMC Stubs A-list member, you will be able to reserve seats in the preferred sightline section at no additional cost. Woo! Who the hell came up with this? Who the hell came up with it? Let me explain to y'all the two fundamental reasons why AMC's new plan is stupid. It's so stupid. One, there was brought up that these things are done at concerts and at sporting events and stuff like that, right? Okay, guess what? That's not how it's been done in theaters. You can't just automatically change things up in the theater and expect people to just automatically be okay with it like that. Perfect example. Remember when you go to like a restaurant? Now, I'm not saying that you go sit down, but think about when you go to a restaurant, you go to pick up the food that you ordered, and now they asking you to tip them. Now, is tipping uncommon? No. You know, if you go to a sit down restaurant and somebody's bringing you food or whatever, you tip. We get that because that's the way it's always been for a long time. We're accustomed to that. But ain't nobody tipping nobody for your pickup order. I'm not tipping you for my carry. I got out my car. I had to get up and I drove here. And y'all might get my food wrong. What am I tipping? What am I tipping? That you did your job? So when you sit here and talk about, well, we've been accustomed to paying for these things in concerts and stuff like that, that's because it's always been that way. And because there have been other advantages when you go do those things at that time. When you go to a concert, there is a bigger advantage when you sit closer. For example, if you sit closer at a theater, at a concert, let's say it's a stand-up comedian, you actually get to see the facial expressions that maybe you couldn't see if you were sitting all the way in the balcony. You get to see different little things a lot better when you're closer up. That's not always the same thing at the movie theaters. And again, that's not something we've been accustomed to. So trying to change it up now makes zero sense. Other point as to why this is a stupid plan. What and who is going to stop anybody from, I don't know, let me go ahead and buy that front row, give me that value seat. Oh, I'm sitting in the theater. Who gonna stop that person from just going right there to them gold seats? The ushers? The managers? Y'all gonna have like top flight security in there? Who's gonna stop anybody from buying a cheap seat and just moving over? Now, I'm not endorsing that. I'm not telling y'all to be dishonest out there. I'm just saying, let's not act like it ain't gonna happen. Okay? Let's not act like it's not gonna happen. So all of this stuff is so ridiculously dumb. And I was trying to find it, but there was a study that was done, I want to say around the pandemic when we were talking about the movie theaters, if they were going to die. I told you they wasn't going to die. They doing dumb stuff, but they not going to die. But there was a study that was done that said people are more likely to go to the movie theaters when the tickets are lower. Why do you think $5 Tuesdays is so that's like one of the busiest times? Every time I go to the movie theater and it's like a $5 Tuesday, it's packed. It's nuts. It's crazy, right? But here's the other thing. I understand why they might want to do this. Maybe the movie theater wants to make more money. Well, how about this? Give us better stuff in the concessions. Because at the end of the day, that's where the movie theater actually makes more money anyway. Y'all don't make that much money on the actual seats. The movie theater themselves only get a fraction of the tickets sold, and the only time they make a little bit more or a higher percentage from the tickets sold is when the movie stays after a certain amount of time. So maybe in week 4, week 5, week 6, or whatever, that's when the movie theater starts to make a little bit more. But y'all already shrunk the window from the time things are in theaters to the time that they hit streaming. So y'all not making that much money as you could have anyway. And here's the other thing. When you do these type of tactics that are going to affect how people come in, that is going to be problematic for the movie, the studios, because it's really the studios that really make that much money in the very beginning. My thing is this: why don't you do something like, I don't know, make it more of an incentive to buy tickets early? Maybe do something like, hey, if you buy your tickets early, you get $1 off. If you buy your tickets early, you could get this or that type of benefit. Because the reason why that would help, think about the movie theaters. I already told y'all that one of the studios, or maybe all of them, I don't know, they don't want to have discounts happening in the first week of the movie release. Why? Because in the past, you might have $4 to go see this brand new movie that's coming out. And guess what happens? They're not making as much money as they would have, right? So now I'm like, yo, if y'all just had an incentive to give people, let's say, more motivation to buy your tickets early, not only can you get your money up front, but you get to brag. It's free marketing for you. You could say, like, oh my gosh, new ticket sales are broken. Everyone wants to go see this movie. Nah, not really. We really just want to save some money to go see that movie. And that way it can work both ways. You can help people save money and get butts in seats. And at the same time, you can use that as a marketing tactic to say, look at how many people, we're sold out. This is how many tickets are sold. This is how much money we're about to make opening week, because they care only about that opening week. So I don't understand what logic this came from. I don't understand who came up with this. One way or another, it's gonna fail, because people are either gonna bypass the system or people just not gonna show up. Because I'm sorry, you already have a shortened week. And if people are sitting there looking like, man, I don't want to sit in front, I don't care how cheap it is, man, I don't want to sit here because all the good seats are taken, I'll just wait the 6 weeks. I'll wait till it hits streaming. You're giving people more incentive just not to go to the theaters. And that's not good for business. Anyway, this is just, I don't understand why this is. I mean, and I'm saying this as whatever, what do they call the A-list members or whatever. I sign up for the A-list stuff or whatever. That's me. I'm not the average person though. I go to the movies all the time. So I know I am the exception in that case. But for the average working general person who might go to the movies, let's say twice a year or something like that, this is not encouraging. This is not going to get those working class people into the movies like that, you know. Matter of fact, before I get to the comments, we also have somebody else weighing in on this. Okay, my man Frodo. Yes, that's right. From Lord of the Rings, Elijah Wood. He also criticized AMC theaters for changing the ticket prices based on seat location. And he says that it penalizes people for lower income. Woo, my man spitting. Come through. He said the movie theater is and always has been a sacred democratic space for all. This new initiative by AMC theaters would essentially penalize people for lower income and reward for higher income. That's it. Frodo is right. Frodo is right. That's exactly all it does. You know what I'm saying? And I know we sitting here talking about maybe a couple dollars here or there or whatever, but sometimes that adds up. Okay. Because I know for me, I have a family, it's 5 of us. So yes, them couple of dollars add up. Okay. I'm already about to break the bank going to buy these folks, buy these folks some popcorn and drinks and all that other stuff. So yeah, I would love to save $5, $7. That makes a difference, you know. So anyway, I love the fact that my man Frodo is speaking out on this, because he's absolutely 110% correct on all of that. And yeah, AMC is big tripping on this. I don't think that this is a plan that's gonna stay. You already got actors talking out against it. You already got a whole bunch of articles. You got a whole bunch of people already saying how stupid this is. I'm just saying, from a business perspective, I don't see how they even thought this was a good idea. Now, granted, this is still in the test phase, so yeah, hopefully those tests just fail, because I'm like, y'all try and make this stick. I don't see it working. But anyway, How do you feel about this? Do you even care about where you sit? Does it matter? Maybe you cool with sitting on the outside, and maybe it's not a big deal for you. Maybe you're a member, like a A-list member, and it don't affect you. Or maybe you just like, man, maybe I'll go to a different theater. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. All right, Didier, what you got? What really makes this dumb by AMC is that no other theaters are doing this. Regal and Cinemark about to make bank. Right. Now, here's the thing. I'm not going to act like these theaters don't copy each other. If it does work, which I don't think it will, but if it does, I wouldn't be surprised if they start picking it up and start doing it too. But this could be a very good, indication or a good way of them being like, oh, that's what y'all doing? If I was Regal or Cinemark right now, I would be on my marketing team being like, hey, y'all, all our seats are the same price. Come through. That's going to be the trailer. That right there is the commercial. All our seats are the same price. Come on through. Hey, winner, chicken dinner. Thank you so much, Diddy. I appreciate you. Mo, what you got? AMC acting like they gonna show the Beyonce concert with backstage VIP footages and post-credit studio session scenes at IMAX. Right. I mean, let's be honest. Is there a preferential difference in the seat? Of course. But I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't have to sit in the middle seat. There have been a lot of times I'll go into a theater and I'll see that the good middle seats, they worn and torn up. And that's a pet peeve of mine. I hate sitting in like any kind of seat that's like ripped up leather or whatever. Like I'm like, no, I don't care what. I can't sit on it. Like just nails on a chalkboard for me. No, I don't want to sit in no ripped up, nasty looking thing. Just because it's in the middle, put me on the edge. I don't care. I still see the same movie. Put me on the sideline, on the aisle. Put me in the back. Put me in the corner somewhere. I'll be fine. I will watch this movie just fine that way. So let's not act like, because here's the thing. If I'm AMC and I really want to go forward with this, you better give me some better perks than that. You better say something like, hey, by the way, and I'm trying to play, just the advocate here for them. Let's say these premium seats cost just a little bit more, but maybe you offer an extra benefit. Maybe you do something like, if you sit in these premium seats, we'll deliver the food to you. Hey, okay. Now, I say that because other theaters already do that anyway. For all seats, I just came from one and they do it for all the seats. But I'm just saying, if you trying to nickel and dime people, at least make it seem somewhat worth it. Like, what is this gonna do? Just because I'm sitting here, is this seat finna give me a massage? Is this seat finna pay some bills? Like, what is this middle seat finna do for me? Because I'm paying all this extra money. Look, even on airlines give you better seats, but you pay more because you get more. You're not giving us anything more. You're just saying, hey, you're in the middle, so pay more money. That's dumb. Anyway, let's move on. Got my blood pressure up. AMC, man, y'all tripping. Famous J, I'm in NYC. Bye, AMC. You're in NYC. Real gang. Regal gang. Okay, I got you. Hey, Regal might just have to come on up. Like I said, when the competition be like that, you better step up. Robert, what you got? I got a better idea. Can AMC do a study on why the popcorn is giving folks heartburn and bubblegum? Whoa, is that a thing? Yikes. They might have had some medium steaks too or something. I don't know. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just playing with y'all. I'm just playing. Deborah, thank you so much. Alamo Draft House lets you choose your seat, but all seats are the same price. We just got an Alamo Draft House open out here in Chicago. I cannot wait. I missed the opening, but I cannot wait to go and check that out and just try it. But I've heard nothing but great things about those theaters. Derek, what you got? E-Man, I have a disability. In some theaters, those seats are the favorite. Would I have to pay extra? I hope not. I wouldn't go then to that theater. Hey, I don't know. I didn't see. Let me see if they said anything, because I don't think that they're even thinking. Um, yeah, yeah. I do see people in um okay, it does say that like ADA seats are going to be cheaper. So like I'm assuming some disability seats might be a little bit different. So I'm assuming those might be like the wheelchair seats, or maybe if they have something with closed captioning or something for the hearing impaired. I don't know. But so far from what I read, it does not look like they're going to make a big difference in terms of which ones are going to get cheaper seats or not. It looks like it's all just positioning. But once again, look, that's a great point. Like, I hope they make those type of concessions. I hope. But we'll see what happens. But thank you so much for that. I appreciate you. All right, let's move on. We got a Spider-Man update. In case y'all didn't know, Sony's been making some moves, and one of those moves has been to sell some of their Spider-Man IPs over to Amazon. Last time we heard, they have a live action Silk series coming out, and Silk is like this female Spider-Man ish type of character. And that's coming to Prime Video sometime soon, or at least that's in production right now. But we just got word of the second Spider-Man project that is going to be going over to Amazon. Listen, Amazon is cooking. Okay, Amazon, they like Disney, Netflix, we see you. HBO, we see you. We coming. We coming with some force. And I love it because Spider-Man Noir, the live action series, is now in the works at Amazon. If you recall, Spider-Man Noir, you at least saw him in the Into the Spider-Verse animated movie with Miles Morales, and now he is getting his own live action show. Now, keep in mind, in the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, that one was voiced by Nicolas Cage. This one is going to be live action, so 9 times out of 10, it's not going to be Nicolas Cage playing that character. But it says here, a Spider-Man Noir live action series is in the works at Amazon. The untitled series will follow an older, grizzled superhero in the 1930s New York City. An individual with knowledge of the project says that the show will be set in its own universe and the main character will not be Peter Parker. Okay. Now, that's interesting. I'm fine with it. This doesn't have to be Peter Parker, of course, especially if it's going to be in its own universe. And I'm fine with that. Like, I'm here for what they do with it, how they want to adapt it. It'll certainly be interesting at the very least. But I'm curious as to how this is going to work in live action. I mean, I haven't read the comics with the Spider-Man Noir, so I can't act like I know about it. But I was feeling the animated part from the movie. Like, I was kind of thinking, like, why don't y'all just keep it animated? But if they're gonna go live action, I'm guessing they'll kind of go Sin City-ish, maybe LA Confidential-ish or something. But it's interesting. I like Sony making these kind of swings way more than Venom, than Morpheus, or Morbius, or Craven. I'd rather y'all do this, a TV series with these side characters. Do that instead of trying to make blockbuster movies. Give me that. I will at least give these a chance. And this gives me a little bit more hope because, TV is a lot different than just like a straight up movie. It gives me a lot more hope that maybe we can get something competent. We can get something that doesn't look like total trash, And Amazon, I think I don't think I don't think that they would allow Sony to give them garbage. Look at this nonsense. No, I ain't feeling Madam Web. That too. I don't want none. None of it. None of it. Because every time has been a miss. Venom was a fluke. Okay. The fact that Venom made so much money was a fluke. But whatever. Y'all see the trajectory that all these little spin-off movies go. And for the life of me, I still don't understand why Sony. You can go and sell off a spin-off Girl with Silk. You can do a live action with Spider-Man Noir, but you can't just bring in like another multiversal Spider-Man to fit in y'all little universe. You can't bring back the GOAT, Tobey Maguire. You can't bring back Andrew Garfield just to fill in that void at all. We understand the multiverse now. You don't have to act like it's a whole different or all the same thing. I'm so sick of them. I'm so sick. Oh God, I forgot all. And Hypno Hustler. I'm done. Y'all can have that. But how you feeling about Spider-Man Noir coming? What do you think? How do you feel? Let me know in the comments down below. Derek, what you got? E-Man, do you remember you made Spider-Man bend the knee? I do. What? I did? What? I don't remember that. Or did I? Oh, you talking about that? You talking about for my daughter? Yeah. I do remember that. Yeah, that's a classic right there. That's a classic. I had Tom Holland actually propose to my daughter. You can go check that video out on my channel if you're new here and if you've never seen that. That was a fun little prank. I gotta think of a new prank for her one day. Maybe I'll do something for her Sweet 16. I don't know. But thank you for that, man. That's a good reminder. Woo, man. I was like, bend the knee. What did I? Oh, all right. Let's keep it moving. I don't want to talk about that. We're gonna skip that one. Okay, let's get to this. So whoo, y'all, the blood pressure was up for a minute with this. I've told y'all this for a while now. I have loved the Constantine that came, what was that, in 2005 with Keanu Reeves. It was definitely one of my favorite movies, one of my favorite portrayals of Constantine. And the thing is, even with Constantine, I didn't know about the comic book or the character until I saw this movie. So when I saw Keanu Reeves do it, I didn't know that he was really supposed to be some blonde hair, chain smoking, English guy. I didn't know that, and I didn't care. I just liked the concept and the character. So even when the TV series came out with a much more accurate version with Matt Ryan, I was like, yo, that's cool. That's fine. Like, both to me can exist. Matter of fact, it was Keanu's version that got me interested in reading the comics for Constantine and watching everything that came with it. So to me, it was a win-win-win, right? Like the first one did not have to be comic accurate, but it inspired me to actually get into the comics, and it also inspired the TV series to be more comic accurate. So that's one of the reasons why, I'm not always going to trip over things not being exactly the same way when we get them, as long as they carry some influence and relevancy that can always come back full circle and get us what we actually want, if not more. So I am very, very happy. I was happy that the Keanu Reeves sequel for Constantine was announced like a couple months ago, right? Like, man, we was all here, we was happy, clapping and all that stuff. And all of a sudden, this had came out. Ooh, I was so hurt. They said the Keanu Reeves Constantine 2 reportedly was canceled at Warner Brothers. No! Oh, because as you know, WBD, whatever, they've been in turmoil. They've been in upside down. They don't know what they doing, left, right, can't go nowhere, don't know what they doing. Zaslav canceling this, green lighting that. I was pissed, so pissed when I heard this. And then I read the article. And when I was reading the article, I saw that it was based off of a comment from an insider, like an actual insider, somebody who knows what they're doing in how the industry works and all that. And then I started to realize, I was like, wait a minute. Y'all took this man's comment off Twitter and he wasn't reporting it. He was just saying it. He was just like, man, they not about to do no Constantine movie. And they ran with that. And I was like, that doesn't sound like reporting. That just sounds like, he's speculating, commenting, or whatever. And luckily that insider did come out and say, like, nah, that's don't quote me on this. And this is one of the reasons why it's always important to not give rumors and headlines all your attention all the time. I'm guilty of it though. Don't get me wrong. Like, it got a reaction out of me, but it's always important to like continue to go through, vet the sources, etc. And thank goodness. But ET went through and confirmed that the sequel is still good. We're still good, and I'm happy for it. It said a spokesperson for Warner Brothers confirmed to EW that Constantine 2 is not scrapped. And all the internet chatter going around social media suggests, even though they suggested that it was. Oh, whew, boy, that had my pressure going. Listen, I was gonna be mad. I was like, y'all, do y'all not want this money? Do you not want the money? Give me Keanu Reeves, go back and do another one, make it nice and dark and scary and all that, and we in there. That's it. So I am very, very happy that this rumor got snuffed out and it's done, and we can. I'm glad that I hope WB saw this and was like, oh man, this actually scared people and people still are interested in this. So let's just go ahead and keep going with it. Great. So what do y'all think about Constantine still going? Are you happy? Are you relieved? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. All right. Don't like this. Nope, don't like this at all. So, as we know, James Gunn has taken over DC. And while he has taken over DC, he introduced a whole lot of new things coming to the DCU, or the main DC universe. And there have been so many reports and speculation flying around left and right. This person here and this person coming back, and no one knows what to believe. At this point, no one knows what to believe. So I'm not going to give this a lot. I'm not going to give this like a huge amount of like relevancy. I'm not going to sit here and I'm taking this with a huge grain of salt, in other words. But there's been talk that basically they need an older Batman, because as you recall, Batman Brave and the Bold is going to introduce Batman with his son Damian Wayne, which means that Batman's not going to be young like that. He is going to have a kid. And with that said, it's kind of like, ugh. Now they want to cast an older Batman. And I'm sitting here like, okay, if y'all gonna cast an older Batman, just give me a Batman like in his 40s. You know what I'm saying? Late 30s, 40s. Like, I'm fine with that. That's why I was cool with Jensen Ackles potentially as like one of my favorite fan casts. Let him do the role, right? But according to rumors and people out there talking and blah, 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 now people out here actually putting this out there, and I don't like it one bit. A new report suggests that the new DCU will utilize an older Batman in his late 50s and might even bring back a former actor to portray the Dark Knight. Some rumors even point to George Clooney returning to the role. Excuse me, but no thanks. No, thank you. No, thank you. Out of every single iteration of Batman that has ever come across, George Clooney has to be the worst. And if I'm James Gunn, or if James Gunn is ever listening or whatever, the last thing you want to do as you're trying to evoke a good impression on this new universe is bring back the trashiest Batman that ever Batmaned his life. Just why would anyone just why would anyone even put that in the universe? This Batman was considered a joke. This Batman was walking around with bat nipples and everything, and everybody clowned this man before social media was even out. Why would anyone even consider this? Now, if you want to bring back Christian Bale, okay, all right. Now I would have loved if they brought back. Now, y'all already know. I've been saying this from the jump. Michael Keaton is the GOAT for me. Michael Keaton is my personal GOAT for Batman. Okay, that's what I grew up with. That's who I know. That's who I had toys of, period. Okay. If Michael Keaton was not going to be your older Batman, and he probably would have been like old Batman, right? But if you wanted to bring back Val Kilmer, that would have been great. But of course, we can't do that because, my man had, throat cancer and all that. Wouldn't be an option. You want to bring back Christian Bale? I could be cool with that. Now, that would be a nicer way to tie in your best franchise, one of your best, most praised, critically acclaimed franchise. Bring back Christian Bale, make the Nolan trilogy part of the actual, thing here with the new DCU. That would be kind of cool. Now, would I want this 50-year-old Batman to be the next Batman for the rest? I don't think so, because I don't really think Bale would want to be part of the ongoing series. But unless y'all doing like some multiverse flash hop jumping stuff, I don't care. Just keep Clooney out of it. We don't need to relive those memories. We don't need to relive any of that. Just please don't bring Bat Nips and Clooney back. We don't need it. Oof. Like, I remember I was a kid watching that. And when you were a kid, you make a lot of excuses for bad movies because you just having fun. I remember that movie being terrible. And I was a kid. Ain't no way if a kid can see how bad a movie is that you want to have anything to do with this. You do not want to resurrect this in any way, shape, or form. Ugh. Anyway, y'all let me know how you feel about potentially George Clooney coming back. And if not, who would you actually prefer to come back? Let me know in the comments down below. Moving on, we have some Disney sequels that have been announced. Bob Iger has come back, and it was during an investor meeting, I believe. He let folks know like what they've been working on and what they were doing. And we got some movies coming back. So a couple of them here you'll probably know. You got Toy Story is going to get another one. So that's Toy Story 5. We got Frozen 3 and Zootopia 2. Okay, so like they're doing those as the next ones. Now, the thing with Toy Story, even though Tim Allen was not in Lightyear, the movie, because he was recast with Christopher Evans, Tim Allen did share a tweet where it kind of suggested that he was going to be coming back to the role of Buzz Lightyear. And he said, "See you soon, Woody. You are sad, strange little man, and you have my pity." And off we go to number 5, to infinity and beyond. So I'm actually good about that. I like the fact that Tim Allen will be coming back, or at least that's what he's suggesting. I think that's actually pretty dope that he would come back, because Lightyear was not that great. It started off pretty decent, but then the end was just Lightyear was just not a good movie. Frozen. Frozen didn't they have a sequel? Is it Frozen 2? I don't know. I haven't been keeping track. How many Frozen movies are there? Is it only one? I thought there was a Frozen 2 or something. Yeah. Okay. There was a Frozen 2. Okay, so we got Frozen 3 coming. I almost got confused there for a second. But yes. I mean, I understand why they would want to milk that cow. The Frozen franchise is huge. My girls love everything Frozen. They watch the movies literally on repeat. So I think that'd be great. Zootopia. I enjoyed Zootopia. I thought Zootopia was actually kind of fun. I love the tropes that they were based and the themes that they were trying to lean on and to teach and stuff. Personally, I'm more interested, and I don't know if this has been announced or not, but I'm more interested in the Inside Out sequel. Like, I'd rather see that. Inside Out is one of my favorite, best animated films, especially from Pixar. That movie was amazing, because you can enjoy it as a kid, and when you get older as an adult, you can watch it with new eyes, and it's so freaking good. But Toy Story, I mean, first of all, Toy Story 3 was the perfect ending for this. And I'm really, it's sad that they did not know when to stop after Toy Story 3, because Toy Story 4, I just did not care about it. Like, it was just not, it just wasn't as good. And it was kind of like, why are y'all bringing this back? Like, I would rather them do a spinoff. If you, instead of Toy Story 4, instead of Toy Story 5, y'all really should have just done a spinoff. Maybe with a different set of toys, or maybe you could have done it with a character that we know, but like going on a different journey or something like that. But Toy Story 5, like, we still got to do this again. I mean, I don't know. Toy Story 1 was one of my favorite movies all time. It still holds up in my opinion. 2 was cool. 3 I thought was like fantastic. 4 was a huge miss for me, and I don't know what the heck they think they about to rekindle with 5, but I guess we'll see. But anyway, let me know, what did you think about Toy Story 5, Frozen 3, and Zootopia 2 coming out? Are these movies that you're looking forward to? Are you interested in, or you gonna skip? I don't know. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. All right. Let's move on. Okay, we're gonna make this a quick one. We got a Deadpool 3 update. Now, as you know, Deadpool 3, probably one of my most anticipated movies. Where we got this shocking news. I mean, this was break the internet. You had to be there type of news, where Hugh Jackman made his announcement, or somewhat, that he was coming back as Wolverine in Deadpool 3 with Ryan Reynolds. If you've been following their social media, both of these guys are training like crazy, like they getting the muscles up. Personally, I don't think they really need to. I'm like, do y'all really have to do all the shirtless scenes? I get it for the people that like that. I'm just saying, I don't think the movies need that, but whatever, it's fine. But anyway, they are really hyping this up, and that's great. I like the fact that they're doing that. But one question that has come up, which was who else could be in this movie, and it looks like, don't know if this is for sure or not yet. But the question was asked, what about Chuck? Yes, that's right. Professor Charles Xavier. Will Patrick Stewart come back? And well, apparently he was told to stand by for another Professor X return. He was asked about this, and he just said, like, when it came to was he going to be in Deadpool 3, he said that Marvel just told him to stand by. He doesn't know anything more than that. Honest. Okay. Listen, that's actually a lot better of an answer compared to remember when he was asked if he was going to be in Doctor Strange, and he was like, who's Doctor Strange? And my man put on his whole acting guy, because he was like, who's Doctor Strange? Who that? I don't know who that. So now he was like, they just told me to stand by. I like that, because ain't no way you not gonna have Professor X just not show up. And at this point, Patrick Stewart, in my opinion, and let's just be honest, the guy is getting a little older. And in my opinion, we need to capitalize on any of the older actors or older icons. Like, if you can use them, and if they're in good health, if they're able to do it, use them. You don't know how much time people have left on this earth. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got people leaving this earth half their age. So all I'm saying is, like, look, if Patrick Stewart wants to do it, and if y'all shoot his scene now, shoot his scene right now, and then deliberate whether or not you're gonna add it in the movie. Pay this man, because 9 times out of 10, he's probably not gonna have a huge role in the movie anyway. He's probably just gonna have a nice little quick cameo or something, like, oh, Deadpool's walking by and oh, there goes Professor X. Let this living icon, this legend, just shoot him real quick, shoot a quick scene, and go ahead and just go with that. Because I'm gonna be so mad if they let this man. I don't even want to speak it. You know what I'm talking about, though. I would love to see Patrick Stewart, Professor X, in this role one more time. It was great that he came in Doctor Strange 2, even though the trailers got thirsty and spoiled it. But it was great. I am looking forward to it, and I hope that they make that work one way or another. You let me know, how do you feel about Professor X potentially coming back for Deadpool 3? Does he not need to come back? Are you looking forward to him potentially coming back? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. All right. Marley, what you got? I remember the time where whatever Disney put out, there was going to be a fire. Now it's a gamble. Yeah. It can get a little hit or miss now. It can be a little hit or miss. You're right. And that's just, I kind of blame the pandemic for that. Mainly because and Bob Iger, president of Disney now, CEO, he had said this, where he was like, we got too ahead of ourselves. I'm paraphrasing. We got too focused on trying to get subscribers that basically they forgot about the most important thing, making quality content. Right. And I've told y'all this before. The race to having the most subscribers is kind of a waste of time, because at the end of the day, you're either going to hit the peak, right? You're either going to hit the peak, and let's just say you have the number one amount of subscribers. So now you have a bigger job. Keep them. Because the second challenge is, how do you keep them? Because if you're not putting out good content to keep people on your platform, they're going to unsubscribe. Then your whole chase to be number one with subscribers was for nothing. So if you don't have quality content on there that keeps people on for the longest amount of time, it doesn't matter. So quality should matter more. And yeah, I mean, hopefully they get back to that. Hopefully that, comes back to being the main goal. All right, let's do another quick update. We have the Young Avengers. So in case you didn't know, I think it's been pretty obvious as well. Marvel has clearly been building up towards the Young Avengers. We've seen so many of them introduced, with Ms. Marvel, America Chavez, the twins from WandaVision, Captain America, the Winter Falcon and the Winter Soldier. We saw the young Captain America, want to be there. I forgot his name, sorry. But yeah, clearly they're trying to build this up. Clearly this is something that they're leaning towards in the future. But there was an update that Marvel Studios execs gave. And one of those is kind of disappointing for folks. And they said that, hold on, where do you say it? Okay, a lot of Phase 4 was about introducing the next generation and introducing new characters. But Steven Broussard, who's another exec there, he's kind of like the Nate Moore there. He's another executive. Shared that no Young Avengers project is currently in the works at Marvel Studios. Well, all right. Fine by me. I don't need another Young Avengers. Like, I would rather Marvel at this point just tell good stories. You ain't got to build up to no Young Avengers. Ain't nobody checking for these young kids like that. Just tell a good story. Now, I also think y'all lying. What you mean y'all not talking about this? I thought y'all been talking about the next 8 to 10 years. I thought y'all went on a whole retreat to talk about the next couple phases and stuff. What you mean y'all not building up no Young Avengers? What you gonna do with these young actors? You don't think that these young actors are about to get old and now they just gonna become regular Avengers? They're gonna become senior citizen eventually. When y'all gonna talk about it? I don't care what he said. Y'all talked about it. Stop lying. Don't lie. Just say, nah, ain't nothing hardcore, but we'll see. See, he ain't learned from Kevin Feige yet. He ain't really picked up on how to talk around things yet. Like, oh, Young Avengers. Hey, I really like Young Avengers. We'll see what happens. That's all you have to say. You ain't got to talk about ain't no conversation. There's conversations. Why'd y'all build all these characters up in the first place? Stop playing, man. Whatever. Anyway, are y'all disappointed with the news that there is no Young Avengers happening? I don't know if you are or not. I personally don't care. I'm fine with it. I'm not losing no sleep. But let me know. Let me know what you think. Hold on one second. Oh my god, Lee. Man, Mr. Hughes, thank you, brother, for the $25 cash app. Brother, let me send you some love right back. He says for thanking you for keeping us in the know. Oh my gosh, thank you so much, man. That is so kind and generous of you. I really appreciate that, man. For real. Thank you so much for that. But anyway, yeah, let me know how you feel about no Young Avengers happening. Does it bother you? Does it affect you in some way, shape, or form? I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below. All right, let's move on. I'm trying to move. Okay, let's get to y'all boy, Kevin Feige, because he had a little bit more to say. So Kevin Feige, of course, now, it's no secret that phase 4 of the MCU has been struggling. Okay, it's been struggling. Now, they had a couple hits. There were a couple things that actually went positively, right? Like Shang-Chi, I think, was a positive. Spider-Man No Way Home, that was good. That was good. So phase 4, right? Okay. So phase 4 has been all right. It's been all right. It has some misses too. It has some misses. But anyway, I'll just say that it has underperformed. Phase 4 has underperformed according to whatever most people's expectations have been for the MCU at large. Now, I have told y'all that we have also been spoiled, right? We've been spoiled with phase 1 through 3 because it's hard to follow up from Infinity War and Endgame. It's real hard to follow that up. But, you got to start over some way, somehow. All right. Okay. I'm sorry. Stamina, thank you for that. Yeah. We did have WandaVision and Loki. I was thinking about the movies, but yes, WandaVision and Loki, that was it. But then we also had She-Hulk and Ms. Marvel and yeah. But anyway, let's see. So now Kevin Feige did kind of, because for one of the biggest issues, I think, for the average person was struggling to figure out, what are we doing? Like, what is the point of phase 4? What are we doing? Like, we knew in phase 3, all of this was building up to Thanos, Infinity War, da. We got that. But like, yo, what is phase 4? What is the point? So Kevin Feige before was like, oh, well, phase 4 is all about introductions. Oh, okay. So you're introducing new characters, new faces. Cool, great. All right, fine. But it looks like Kevin Feige has expounded on that just a little bit. And he divulges what phase 4 was all about, just a little bit more information. So here's what he had to say. The interviewer said, you've said that phase 4 was very much about introductions. We met a lot of new characters. We've got a lot of new heroes. We've got America Chavez. We've met Shang-Chi. We've got so many people coming in. But now phase 5 is about connecting everybody, right? And he said, absolutely. We wanted the Infinity Saga to feel complete after Endgame and Far From Home. But phase 4, as I've said, was all about experimentation, introduction, reintroduction, and we took our time to have fun and play in genres we hadn't played in before and do all sorts of fun things with these characters. You want to have fun? So when I hear that you want to have fun, Only thing that comes to my mind is Thor: Love and Thunder. Without giving too much away, I can also see how some of those fun vibes tiptoed into Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. Because there were a couple times I was sitting there, I was like, y'all can pull back on this joke now. Like y'all, I mean, y'all got my chuckle, but like it's not that funny, you know. So, and no, I am not saying that Ant-Man 3 and Thor: Love and Thunder on the same level. I'm not saying that. Because I would lean towards Ant-Man 3 more, but not by much. But clearly Marvel's in this position where, similar to how they approached Thor: Love and Thunder, they are allowing the directors, in my opinion, to do too much. So take that however you want for whichever movie you want in phase 4. I feel like they're letting them do too much and not sticking to the stories. And I'm trying obviously not to spoil nothing, so give me a second to like process my thoughts. But yeah, when he says like having too much fun and all that stuff, like I'm like, let me give y'all something better. Real quick, let's do a quick experiment. This is a quick experiment for all of y'all, because I've always wondered this. I'm gonna give y'all like a quick second, and I want y'all to list for me, just off the top of your head, real fast. Name your top 5. It doesn't have to be in order. Your top 5 MCU movies, whatever they are. So if you're on the replay gang, feel free to comment these as well, because I kind of want to focus on a point here, and I want to see if I'm not crazy. So just, and it ain't got to be all 5. Maybe it's 3 of them, whatever. Just let me know, what are your favorite MCU movies? Like, which ones? While y'all do that real quick, let me go ahead and just, it's time, actually, matter of fact, take a little commercial break. Y'all don't pay me nothing, but I got to get my Albanese, if you please. But I am kind of curious as to like which kind of movies do y'all kind of put up there as like, let's say in the very top, right? So feel free to list a couple of them. If you got some more, 5 of them, that's great. I mean, I think I know the general consensus of most of them, but I'm kind of curious as to what y'all think most of them are. Let me see here. I'm going to list a couple here. Winter Soldier. Yep. Mm-hmm. Black Panther. Uh-huh. The Avengers movies. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Civil War. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Yep. Mm-hmm. Great list. Yep. Fantastic list. Yep. Mm-hmm. Guardians of the Galaxy. That was solid. Yep. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Incredible Hulk. Okay. Uh-huh. Okay. Now, here's what I want y'all to think about. And I want y'all to look at this list too. Look at it in the comments and look at the list. Have you noticed anything similar in all the things that people are listing? In most people, if we took an average of like, let's just say everybody's top 5, I'd say, Avengers 1 is going to be up there, Infinity War, Endgame, Winter Soldier, and then it's probably going to vary from there, right? Black Panther, fine, whatever. Civil War. Have you noticed the trend that in most people's lists of movies of being the best MCU films, these were not fun movies? Fun was not the strong leading element of the movie. And this is the part that I'm wondering why Marvel is not missing this. Like, how are y'all missing this? Your best movies are the ones that actually have a more serious tone. Now, does that mean that these movies have zero fun? No, Of course, there were some couple chuckles here and there when it comes to Black Panther. There were a couple chuckles in Avengers and stuff like that. Steve Rogers meeting Groot and stuff like that. Of course, there were certain points of humor, but that's not what y'all are great at. The top movies that most people, the fans that are critically acclaimed, are the ones that have a more serious nature, where the stakes are high, right? And they're not like predominantly comedies. I don't see anyone putting Ant-Man movies up on their list. No shade to that. It's not to say that you can't have humor. It's not to say that you can't have a movie that takes a break. I'm not saying that, but that's not y'all's strong suit. The best work y'all do are the things that are more serious in tone and sprinkle in a little bit of comedy. I'll be saying this all the time, and a lot of y'all be coming at me like, E-Man hates humor. No, I don't. If you watch my channel, you know I don't. I love humor. Okay, I try to be a funny guy. I'm not a comedian. I got 2 good jokes every month. That's all I got. Okay, but outside of that, things need balance. Okay, sometimes we like drama, and you know why we like the drama? Because you don't have time to BS around. The problem with having too much fun, as Feige is alluding to, you get off course. You stop losing the focus of the actual movie, because now you so focused on concentrating on this stupid little joke that we sitting here like, yo, I forgot why we was here. Ant-Man 3. So that's the thing I really need Marvel to understand. Humor is fine in small doses, but your best movies have never been the funnier ones. Those are not the ones that the average person is going to sit here and be like, this is it. So I need Kevin Feige, and I wish, listen, I wish I could have told Kevin Feige a lot of things. Okay. But that is something I need Kevin Feige and Marvel to actually understand. We're not here for the jokes. I'm here for the story. I'm here for a chuckle or two, but I'm here for the story and then the characters being developed. Anyway. What else did he say here? Kicking off phase 5, we'll continue that. Yikes. Like in the Infinity Saga, there will be standalone films within the next 2 phases, but it really is, as you will certainly see in Quantumania, heading towards the very, very big picture. And as we've already announced, the big picture is the multiverse saga in a very, very big way. Okay. All right. Whatever. So, if you heard my reaction to Quantumania, I had told y'all, and some people were really thinking that, I was playing or hating or whatever. I told y'all, I don't think Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, has broken free. I called it a curse, but I don't think it's broken free from what phase 4 kept on doing, which is leaning too hard on the comedy. And it's sad to say, because Ant-Man, the franchise, is one of the funniest ones. Like, that is their strong suit. But with any level of humor, it's going to be subjective. What's funny to me might not be for you, might not be for the other person, might be funny for someone else, etc. So it's more of a risk that you take when you try to lead with more comedy and humor, because you might end up isolating people and it might distract folks from the actual stuff that's on the line. But anyway, what do you think about Kevin Feige talking about phase 4 and how they're leaning into more fun? I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Speaking of Feige, but not just Feige, actually, from one boss to another, we got James Gunn. James Gunn, who is now the new Kevin Feige of DC. He actually has, as you know, he just got done finishing up oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. My bad. I forgot there was some chats. Let me grab these chats. Then we're gonna start that over. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Okay. Got that. Man, we're making great time. Alejandro, there we go. My man. Hey, man, here's my list: Winter Soldier, Iron Man, Black Panther, Civil War, and Infinity War. There you go. And I think a lot of people would agree with that list, or have something very similar to it. Not a lot of humor. Not like these movies was probably 90% serious. 90? Like, and again, these are arguably some of the better movies in the MCU. Thank you so much for that. Thank you. And like it was just one of those things that I started to notice. I'm like, now Thor Love and Thunder, no, Thor Ragnarok might be an exception because that was a really good movie. But Thor, I think the reason why it was an exception is because the franchise for Thor was so bad and the reputation was so bad, the bar was also low for Thor. All you needed was a competent movie, and Thor was going to be great regardless. Now, Thor 3 was even better than that, but I think it was also because of the low expectations. Thank you so much. Rabia, thank you so much. Let's see if we can find your comment. I'm gonna keep scrolling, see if I can find it. But thank you so much for the contribution. I don't see your comment. I'm sorry, I might have gotten lost somewhere, but thank you so much for it. Either way. All right, now let's get back up here. All right, so moving on from Feige to Gunn, we're going from one head of the studio to another. And as you guys know, James Gunn just finished up his final Marvel movie, which is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. And he actually shared some insight about how things operate at Marvel and how those things are different moving forward for him in DC. And by the way, because I definitely wanted to highlight this because I've this is something that like I've been telling folks a couple years now. I've been telling folks that how Marvel operates for a long time, but nobody listens to me, and that's fine. It's okay. Y'all, people don't have to pay me no mind. I've shown y'all other people that have said it, but maybe the third time is the charm, right? Maybe. So let's see what James Gunn had to say, and then we'll move on to it. The DC studio boss critiques Marvel's last-minute movie edits, saying it's too much. What do you say? The biggest difference is that I've done it. So I started Guardians 1 with a story and what that trilogy was, where it started, and where it ended. And that story is just a smaller version of doing this. I've been inside a company that did it very well, but it's very different than us at DCU. Okay. Marvel didn't have everything completely worked out ahead of time, but they did a lot of things really well, one of which is not giving up. And I really love that Feige and Esposito and the whole gang. I've seen them turn bad movies into okay movies into good movies, and good movies into great movies because they don't stop. They give it whatever it takes to make it as good as it can possibly be until the 11th hour. And they'll be editing the day before the movie premieres. It's a lot. Too much. Remember the time I told y'all that Marvel can do whatever they want? Remember the time I told y'all that Marvel can edit things and change things all the way to the last minute? Remember the time I told y'all that even another director at the time, Taika Waititi, also said that, oh, yeah, we change our scripts, we change the movie, nothing is done. Even when production stops, when production wraps, they're still making changes to the movies. And now you also got James Gunn telling you that that's how Marvel operates. That's just a little something for the people that were all anti-recast T'Challa that were like, production wrapped. Marvel, what you think Marvel gonna do? Change things? Yeah, they could. They could have. They could. Marvel could have done whatever they wanted to, because they always do whatever they want to. Just because production wrap, they got 3-4 months to keep changing things. They'll take things out, they'll add things in, they'll do reshoots, they'll do rewrites, they'll change things up because of a test audience score or whatever. I just wanted y'all to understand that when I say these things, I'm not saying these things from an uninformed position, and it's not even coming from me. It's coming from them. It's coming from Marvel themselves. Okay? Anyway. Just wanted to let y'all know. That Marvel can continue doing whatever they want, whenever they want, however they want. But anyway, what do y'all think about James Gunn talking about Marvel's process of basically waiting till the last minute to do anything and however they want to do it? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. All right, we're not gonna get off of James Gunn because y'all, I had such a good time with this. I'm sorry, this was I have always had a mixed relationship when it comes to Snyder fans, and I want to let me clarify a lot. I have always respected the Snyder movement because I know where it started. I understood how the studio did Zack Snyder bogus when he was down and beat up and in a terrible place, and I was never okay with that. Like they did that man terrible, and they messed up a lot of his art. Even though I've had critiques about the Snyderverse and movies and such, I still respected the fact that this man was going to put his all into his vision. Get that. I also understood that the general public wasn't feeling his vision at all, right? Like, you put the Snyder cut out there, you put this out there, the extended cut and blah, blah, blah. And at some point, people wasn't feeling it. It just was not doing what it could have potentially. Great. What I did not like with the more extreme Snyder fans was a lot of the hypocrisy and a lot of the extremism. I cannot stand or support people that go out their way to harass the executives, to bully people, to engage in bigotry. The review bombing. A lot of them would go over to a movie from Warner Brothers like Godzilla and King Kong and review bomb that because they was mad that the studio didn't back Zack Snyder. Like, a lot of that stuff is trash. It's Bush League, right? So those type of tactics I didn't care for. I also was not a fan of engaging in fan negativity, right? You have too many of these fans, too many. I'm not going to say it's the majority, but too many of them that would go out of their way to promote negativity in terms of what they want rather than doing it in a more positive, constructive way. For example, I've told y'all with Black Adam, The Rock went out of his way to go get Henry Cavill and all that. And guess what you saw trending? Fire James Gunn, sell Netflix, sell Snyderverse to Netflix, blah, blah, blah. And y'all did not go and support the little remnant, the tiny remnant of Snyderverse. You did not even go support that. So I can't sit here and be like, yo, go team, go for Snyderverse. I'm not part. I'm kind of like on the sidelines with it. I respect the movement in terms of getting what you want, but I don't like the means in which a lot of them try to go about it. I've also talked about how ridiculous it was that they would sit here talking about trying to sell the Snyderverse to Netflix, because I'm like, look, Zack Snyder has moved on. Zack Snyder is over there at Netflix, literally able to create a whole new world. He's doing Rebel Moon. It's like a huge franchise. They are giving him free reign to do whatever he wants. And honestly, and I've said this too about him, he's doing it without expectations, When he did Watchmen, there were expectations because people knew what it was all about. When he did Justice League, Batman, Superman, there were expectations because people knew what it was all about. So when you have those expectations, it's harder for you as a creative to do something, even if it's really different, because now you're going against something intangible like what people want versus what you give them. But now he's in a perfect situation. He could just go create freely and do whatever he wants. So my thing is like this: if you're a Snyder fan, why aren't you going to support that? Why aren't you making, support Rebel Moon trend? Why aren't you going after something more tangible of a goal rather than trying to hold on to something that's just not going to happen? Trying to redo the Snyderverse is not going to happen. And it's one of the reasons, unfortunately, the longer you hold on to an unattainable goal, the more people are going to ignore you and devalue your conversation. When you keep on trying to say, bring back the Snyderverse or sell it here or whatever the goal is, you sound crazy. We get your passion, but you sound less rational. And that's the point where at some point you got to realize, like, you got to just let it go, But anyway, that's just how I was looking at this, how I was approaching it. I even told y'all, I think the best way, if I were part of the Snyderverse group or whatever, the fandom, I would have been petitioning to have them do it in an animated form. Make the Snyderverse animated, because at least that way you'll get that very niche story and it'll be completed. Maybe not the way you want it, but at least you get something. Anyway, we've hashed all that already. What I like about this story is the fact that now James Gunn has weighed in. Ooh, I like this. Ooh, I love this. Ooh, let me tell you something. Folks finna be pressed. And I love what just happened here. Read this. James Gunn says Zack Snyder supports the new DC universe. And he responds to fans urging Netflix to buy the Snyderverse and said it hasn't expressed interest. Ooh, James Gunn, come through. Let's see what he has to say. So this is after, here's the tweet. Here's the first tweet. The first tweet is after James Gunn made a post, and this happens all the time. Whenever he make a post, somebody got to come in and say something wild or post a hashtag. James Gunn said, I have to say, this has got to be the wackiest hashtag ever, since one, Netflix hasn't expressed any such interest, although we've discussed other stuff, and two, Zack hasn't expressed any interest and seems to be happy doing what he's doing. And yes, we too have talked. Oh. I'm sorry. If you're a Snyderverse fan, you pressed. Right now, you pressed. Because now you got to figure out, you scrambling. They scrambling right now. They like, oh, wait a minute. Wait, Zack Snyder said what? Wait, Zack Snyder talked to James Gunn? Wait, you mean Zack Snyder don't want James Gunn fired? Wait, hold on. What? Yeah, they don't know. They don't know what to do right now. They don't know what to do, because now, what are you going to do when your own personal iconic leader is like, I'm cool with the DCU. I don't want James Gunn fired. I'm actually friends, or I support him, or whatever. What do you do when the leader, I wouldn't even say he's the leader of it, but like, let's say the focal point of your actual movement don't jive with you like that? Now, that does not mean that Zack Snyder doesn't support his fans, because we did a report not too long ago where I showed you that when a fan will make a video about sell to Snyderverse to Netflix, or let's just say if a fan does something, Zack Snyder would like the comments, right? But there's a difference between, and I think this is the actual case, I think Zack Snyder loves the passion of the fans. I think Zack Snyder loves Zack Snyder fans, even if they're delusional, But that doesn't mean that he actually agrees with every single thing that they say and or do. Now, if I were him, I personally wouldn't be liking or commenting on anything just because I know how quick people can roll with stuff, right? Because if you like one thing, people are like, oh, you must like everything. Now you kind of like in a Kyrie Irving situation, right? Like maybe you like some things, maybe you disagree, but you're leaving it too open for interpretation, you know? So on that front, I do kind of disagree with Zack Snyder. Like, yo, bro, stop liking stuff, even if you like the fan support, because you're going to confuse people. However, James Gunn basically was like, man, I talked to the man. Have you? No, you have not. I have. You know? And so now I'm like, yo, every Snyder fan is out here like, yo, all right, we're going to have to figure out, we're going to either have to deny this, or we're going to have to say that he's lying, or we're going to have to make up some other weird conspiracy theory on how this just can't be. Because unfortunately, and this is so sad, and I blame social media for this. Unfortunately, we live in a world where people are stuck in these silos of confirmation bias, that when you believe in something, I don't care what it is, whether it's a political idea, whether it's a fan-driven movement or whatever, you live in a silo where reason and rational thinking and critical objective thought cannot penetrate. And if you do let anything else come in, it's like some people don't know what to do. It's like some people just don't know how to move on from whatever idea that they're holding on to, because they stuck into these echo chambers. Thank you, Minister Crush. That's what I'm saying. Like, sometimes y'all have to break free of echo chambers and get out there and realize, like, you know what? Even though I love the Snyderverse, the rest of the world doesn't. And you know what? I understand why that's just not going to go forward. Or, man, you know what? I'm a huge fan of Zack Snyder. And even though it doesn't make a lot of business sense to continue, I'm going to go support Zack Snyder over at Netflix. Like, at some point, you got to let these things sink in. You cannot keep making these movements or ideologies all you got, because I told y'all already, it's gonna make y'all look dumb. It's gonna make people take you less seriously, because you're going to be that one trick pony, that one note that at some point people will tune you out. And I don't know about y'all, but every time I look at these Snyderverse trends that happen on Twitter, I'm starting to notice that the numbers are shrinking. Every time fire James Gunn, every time fire, restore the Snyderverse, them numbers they're not trending as hard as they used to. And that's a sign that I need people to understand. When you're in a niche of a niche of a niche of a niche, and you're not gaining general support, you gotta let it go. You got to let it go. And Zack Snyder, James Gunn came through with the receipts. He was like, man, I talked to this man. And what did he say? Hold on. He came back. He said, somebody asked him, well, what y'all talk about? James Gunn was like, well, he contacted me. Hold on. Wait a minute. Zack Snyder went out of his way to contact James Gunn. Wasn't the other way. He said, let me call you. What did he say? James Gunn, tell us what he said. He contacted me to express his support about my choices. What were James Gunn's choices? Bye-bye, Black Adam. Bye-bye, Henry Cavill. Hello, Super Reset for the DCU. Y'all in a flummox. They bamboozled. They dumbfounded right now. They don't know what to do. They are baffled. Okay. The whole Snyderverse is in confusion. They are confusion. What? Zack Snyder said what to who, what, where? Well, let me read that again. I'm sorry. Let me read this one more time. He contacted me to express his support about my choices. He's a great guy. Again, he seems really happy with the massive world building he's doing now. Woo! They can't process. They can't sleep. They don't know what to do right now. They don't know how to process. Cannot compute. Cannot compute. Zack Snyder is happy. He's happy that he actually can build a world and getting paid to do something else. Zack Snyder's happy that he's not just basing his entire life on the Snyderverse. What? I love it. I love it. In case you couldn't tell, I love it. Because now, what I love, and let me be clear, and I try to tell this to other people, like, I need people to understand the fact that, like, you cannot act as though just because something is important to you, that's also important to the focus of the group or focus of the movement, right? So you can be a Snyder fan, right? Or Snyderverse fan. And for you, you're like, man, I got to have this vision. He should do this. And that's fine for you. But that don't mean that's what he feels. You can't take that emotion and project it on him as if he's supposed to just be in agreement with you. You don't think that Zack Snyder knows how the industry works? You don't think that you think he's losing sleep because he can't finish the Snyderverse? You don't think that, like, unless you own a studio and unless you making the money and you're producing your own content and unless you own the IPs, nothing is guaranteed. He ain't had no contract that was signed that guaranteed he had to finish the Snyderverse. He fulfilled whatever that was fulfilled. They probably paid off whatever that was paid off. Matter of fact, WB gave him 30-something extra $1 million just to finish the Snyder cut. And it got released. And then on top of that, y'all still want him to go back to that toxic relationship? At some point, y'all just try to make this about you and not really about Zack Snyder. And that's when you know a movement has gone completely off the rails. When it becomes more about the people, the fans, and what they want, and not the grander image, not the grander purpose, that's a problem. That's a problem. But I am so glad that James Gunn has thrown a wrench. He has thrown a wrench in their lives right now. Because I guarantee, I know for a fact, they finna go out there and try and twist this spin. He didn't really call him. Show us the phone records. Show us the number. Okay, you showed the phone. That was his burner phone. That wasn't even him that called. Oh man, when people gotta jump through mental gymnastics just because their belief cannot be disrupted. It's sad. It's sad. Ooh. Anywho, y'all let me know. How do you feel about James Gunn letting people know about his conversation with Zack Snyder and the Snyderverse and how Netflix ain't even looking for them. And here's the other thing, by the way, James Gunn would know. Y'all don't think that James Gunn, the new head of DC Studios, would know whether or not another huge company would be interested in buying the property, the IP for that? You don't think he would know that? Stop playing. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Let me scroll up and grab these other comments. All right. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Alejandro, what you got? Is it possible that the $390 million Black Adam made was 90% of Snyder's fans showing up to theaters? It's possible. Maybe. Personally, I don't think so. And the reason why I challenge whether or not the Snyderverse fans gave it positive support, I was just like, I've seen y'all make multiple negative hashtags trend going against James Gunn rather than making something trend to show support for Black Adam. So I'm like, why aren't y'all encouraging people outside of Snyderverse fans to actually go see the movie. Because here's the thing, what did I just say with Constantine? Even though Constantine was not comic book accurate, right? Because it still did so well, and because it was so well beloved, at least, I don't know the numbers, but at least people liked it. It got the interest going to get more content later. So even if Black Adam was not a direct Snyderverse continuation, you don't think that WB might have changed their mind and been like, ooh, Black Adam made $1 billion. Ooh, people came out for Henry Cavill. You don't think that might have maybe had them think twice and be like, hey, all right, James Gunn, you gonna do your thing, but Black Adam, you about to be in DC Elseworlds. Hey, maybe we do bring back the Snyder Cut and leave it in Elseworld. You don't know what they could have done. They could have done a number of different things had that movie gotten more support. I'm just saying, I'm not saying it's a guarantee. I'm just saying it could have turned some heads. It could have made people think twice. But, they chose to go the Netflix route or whatever. Simon, what you got? Instead of buying the Snyderverse, how about Netflix just waits until 2036 when Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman enter public domain and use them then? I don't know. Maybe. Maybe. I'm not too familiar with like the contract negotiations or the deals or whatnot. But James Gunn did say that what did he say? He says that Netflix, they discussed other stuff. So apparently there's a chance maybe something else will go out to Netflix that's DC related. We don't know that yet, but similar to how Sony is doing things with Amazon. I mean, WB is already giving away some of their animated stuff to Amazon at that. Who's to say? Maybe some other Elseworld stuff will go to Netflix. We don't know. But it's definitely possible that any of those things could happen. Thank you for that. Thank you for that comment. All right. Simon, what'd you say? Which one would it be? First of all, I'm not betting my gummies, but we're already getting a Blade reboot, so I win. I'll take that. All right, let's move on. Okay, let's get this here. We got a Riddick. Woo! I've told y'all for a long, long time. When it comes to Vin Diesel, Riddick has been one of my favorite movies, and it's definitely been a franchise that I've kind of wished that Vin Diesel would go back to, and I kind of wish that he would have put a little bit more energy into. Now I get it; it might not have been like a huge blockbuster thing or whatever, but I personally really liked Riddick. I really had a good time with it. I love Pitch Black, and I liked Riddick. I forget which movie. One of those was not all that hot, but either way, Pitch Black was dope. I love Pitch Black. I love that. I watched that movie again. That was so good. But now it looks like we actually have a update on another Riddick. That's right. David, I think Tui is going to reunite with Vin Diesel for Riddick Furia or Furia. And what do they say here? They are reuniting for the 4th installment of the action series that launched with the 2000 hit Pitch Black. Now, in the new movie, Riddick finally returns to his home world, a place he barely remembers and one he fears might be left in ruins by the necromongers. But there he finds other Furians fighting for their existence against a new enemy, and some of these Furians are more like Riddick than he could ever imagine, than he could have ever imagined. Look, I'm fine with that. Let's go. Let's do it. Sign me up. I'm fine with it. Hopefully Vin Diesel, if he goes and does it, I hope he taps back into what made Pitch Black and Riddick like so good. And that is, you don't need a lot of lines. You need some straight action, some good thrills along the way. Don't come in here with that fast, furious nonsense. Don't come in here talking about family. Don't do that. Don't bring none. I don't need to see none of that in Riddick. None of it. If I see one cookout in Riddick, I'm walking out. I'm walking out. Because that's how I already know this man is going to destroy this franchise. So I'm hoping that that's not what we're going to get. I hope that's not what we get. I hope we get back to the Pitch Black vibes. Keep it nice, serious. Like I said, he don't need a lot of lines. Okay. I don't know if y'all recall. In Pitch Black, this man said 5 things. That's it. Run. I don't know what you're going to do. Like, whatever. That's it. It didn't matter because I was more invested in the environment. Listen, look at this. Look at this. This is all you care about in Riddick. You just care about his eyeballs. You see that? You remember his little eyeballs where he could see in the light and see in the dark? That's it. That's all you really care about at the end of the day. I just want to see this man in the dark looking at stuff and being like, the goon that he is. That's all you need with Riddick. It's a very simple, easy formula not to screw up. Okay? So anyway, how do y'all feel about a Riddick sequel happening? What do you think? Is this something you're excited for? Is this something that you're interested in? Or, maybe not so much. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. We're going to stay on Vin Diesel here for a minute. Hold on. Okay. I'm going to stay on Vin Diesel because we do have an update for potentially another Fast and Furious movie. I don't know if it's for Fast X. I don't know if it's for the last one, because right now Fast X is like the beginning of the end. It's the first movie before they end. I think 11 is going to be the final one. But Vin Diesel did talk about a potential villain and who he'd want as the potential villain. And at this point, why not? So Vin Diesel wants Robert Downey Jr. in the next Fast and Furious movie as the antithesis of Dom. He says here, without telling you too much about what happens in the future, there's a character who is the antithesis of Dom, who is promoting AI and driverless cars, and a philosophy that with that goes your freedom. There is somebody that believes that's the future, and that's a direct odds with Toretto's mentality. This man really wants Tony Stark in his movie. I really hope that Robert Downey says no. I really hope that Robert Downey's like, thanks, but no thanks, and just walks away. Because at this point, I feel like Vin Diesel is just trolling. I feel like he's literally trolling. I think that not only is he trolling, but I also think that he believes what he says. He's already gotten Jason Momoa. He's already turned the Fast and Furious franchise into the Avengers. But at this point, when you sit here talking about you want a futurist who likes AI and he's the antithesis. I mean, first of all, is this going to be your cousin? Is this going to be Dom's other long lost stepbrother? Is this gonna be his real daddy? Like, what's the family connection? That's the real. What's the family connection? Because at this point, I can't. Driverless cars. Okay. Is this something that you would like to see in Fast and Furious 11? I don't know how y'all do this. I really don't know. I don't know how y'all do this, how y'all put up with this. And when I say y'all, I'm also part of the y'all because I still go watch these movies too. It could be a condition. It could be the fact that, we just love punishment. I don't know. But it is what it is. It is what it is. All right. So speaking of Fast X, trailer came out recently. Universal has been pushing out a bunch of trailers. I mean, a bunch of them, trying to, talk about all the old stuff that came up and all the old movies and blah, blah, blah. But now they finally dropped the Fast X trailer. Now, I have not watched it yet. I have not been looking forward to it, but some of y'all was like, man, come on, we got to watch it. We got the live chat. Okay, fine. Let's watch the trailer. Let's get ready. I am no way, shape, or form going to act as though I'm looking forward to this. I still remember Fast 9, unfortunately. Just as, a heads up for anybody new, I have watched all the Fast movies. I have liked most of them. I want to say up till Fast 5, maybe 6. And after that, once it got real cheesy, weird, Avengers-ish, I started tuning out. But I still watch them. But the Don, no, that's not true. That's not true. I did have people asking. Apparently, look, this is y'all movie. This is the people's movie. Like, this y'all franchise. Okay. I'm just doing this just because y'all want this. So let's get this up here. Because apparently we got this trailer now. Oh boy, they about to start it off at the house already. They about to start it with a cookout. Let's get this out the way. Let's see what this is all about. See who's gonna die, who's gonna be family, what new family member he's gonna have. Here we go.
I know.
No. Oh my god. Okay. I felt like I just saw 4 movies at once. That had to have been like 4 movies. Like, I don't know what they're doing anymore. I don't understand the purpose of this franchise anymore. I don't know who's who. I don't really care. The one thing I was hoping for, and I think I said this when Fast X came out, the one thing I've always hated was the fact that, like, they've gone so far off the rails from where this franchise started. It's always bothered me because I was like, the thing that brought me in was the fact that I never knew anything about race car culture, right? Like, I thought that was dope that they brought in the race car culture and, like, you would learn little things about cars. And, even though Tokyo Drift does get a lot of crap for not being that good, at the very least, I was like, yo, I didn't know cars could drift like that. I didn't know that was a technique. I didn't know that was something. Like, I was actually getting into the actual racing aspect of it all, and I thought that was dope. I thought that was really cool that, yeah, okay, they might steal something or, face some bad guys. But at the end of the day, it was always about the race. And now at least in this trailer, I thought that's where we were going, but nah, it's like, nah, we was just playing. You thought we was gonna go back to it, but nah, we about to go blow some stuff up. We about to go do some things that make no sense at all. We about to defy gravity. We about to do like, I'll tell you this though. I'll tell you this. They cut good trailers. They usually cut good trailers, mainly because there's so much random stuff that's going on. So cutting a good trailer is not something that's like terrible. I mean, I feel like at this point they've cut a trailer that's got so much stuff and so many flashing things happening. You just like, I think this is gonna be good. Okay. Now, whether the movie itself is gonna deliver, who knows? Who knows? I mean, what the hell was he? This man jumped out of a plane. I'm sorry, backed out of a plane. A helicopter was like, was it one or two helicopters chasing him or whatever? And he like just destroyed, like, the same way, the same way Marvel has been leaning too heavy on the fun and going away from what makes them great. Fast and Furious has been trying to lean too much in the stunts rather than actually trying to make the story itself great. It's the same problem. This is one of the reasons why I tell y'all, just because y'all like something in a movie or something was good doesn't mean you need more of it. Sometimes things in small doses go a long way. That's why you don't always need to give a supporting character more time. Sometimes you need to keep them at that place, because more is not always better. I'm so sick of this franchise. I'm so sick of it. Oh, okay. How did y'all feel about the Fast X trailer? Um, did it do it for you? Did it like are you back? Are you getting in that driver's seat and you about to go check this out? I don't know. Let me know what you think because I'm sitting here like, I don't know. Am I gonna watch it? Yes, I'm gonna watch it. Yes, I'm gonna go watch the movie, but my expectations are low. My expectations, because at this point, I'm just hoping that the movie just makes sense. That's it. I just like, do you know how terrible it is that has to be your basic ask? That's your ask after 10 movies. All I want is a movie that makes sense. That's a damn shame. That is a shame. Anyway, y'all let me know. How did you feel about the trailer? How are you looking forward to this? Maybe you're not. I don't know. Let me know. This is y'all franchise. Y'all love it more than anything else. Let me know in the comments down below. All right. Let's switch gears. We're gonna go back to because we gotta hurry up. We gotta wrap up. Um hmm. So we got a Wasp update. Yes. So y'all remember Ant-Man and the Wasp? We have an update from Evangeline Lilly, aka the Wasp. And I'll just say this. Like I did mention this in my tweet when it came to my reaction. I don't think that they really gave her enough time, and it was odd. It was very odd. Now, I also remember the fact that Ms. Lilly hasn't really been on the best track record in real life because she has been I don't know if she was anti-vax or whatever, but whatever political or social commentary she's been making, it's gotten her into some hot water over the past year or so. Personally, I don't really care about it, but it's like, I mean, like, she's a supporting character, but moving forward, it's like, well, they did call this movie Ant-Man and the Wasp, right? So you would think she would be more of a co-star. But I didn't get that feeling from Quantumania. Matter of fact, I was like, it felt like they kind of played her to the left, a little bit in terms of like the amount of screen time or what she actually says or contributes to the film. And again, I'm trying not to spoil nothing, but either way, the actress has had something to say about her character and what she would like in the future. And she ended up saying this, that it's time for a solo Wasp movie. Okay. She says, well, I'm going to make a pitch that I think it might be time for a Hope Van Dyne spinoff for a Wasp standalone movie. Do we agree? Anybody? Going once, going twice. Going thrice. Anyone? Ma'am, I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no. Like, you might would have been a little bit better off saying, Wasp Disney special, little 60-second, 60-minute special. Okay, maybe a series, a movie. Why you want Marvel to lose money? No, Marvel like wants to make money. Why? No. I mean, don't get me wrong. When we went from Ant-Man to Ant-Man and the Wasp, like Wasp had the best scenes, especially the action scenes. She was great, right? That's about it. There's not very much more than that to really amp up her character to warrant people to get up and now go pay for preferential seats for the Wasp. It's nothing against the actress. I'm just saying the way the MCU currently has delved into her character, it's not enough. It's not enough to warrant a movie. So I mean, you can make that pitch, but good luck. I'm not gonna. That's not something I care for. That's just not it. It's just not. I'm sorry. It's just the Wasp movie. I mean, y'all let me know. Are you interested in a Wasp movie? Would you go see it? Like, be honest. Would you actually give it a shot? Matter of fact, I'll make it even easier for y'all. Would y'all tune in if it was a streaming movie on Disney Plus? Hey, you ain't got to leave. You just flick it on and watch her buzz by. I don't know. Whatever. I don't know. Anyway, let me know if y'all think what y'all think about a Wasp movie. I can't give that character an hour and a half of my time. I just can't. I mean, again, even the special, like, what you gonna talk about? What, like, seriously, what you gonna talk about? What you gonna talk about that we can't get from Ant-Man or even Cassie Lang? I don't know. Y'all let me know. I won't be front row for that. Speaking of which, we do have another update, which is kind of silly. I think we got an Ant-Man update. Besides Wasp out here being crazy about this, talking about some new thing. You ain't about to get no movie, but Ant-Man 4 talks are already happening at Marvel with Kevin Feige. Here's what one of the execs had to say. We're already thinking about it. It's like every movie's its own battle, and you bear the scars of making it and wanting to make it great. But hope springs eternal, and you start to put yourself back together after the journey of making the movie. You're like, yeah, what if we did X and what if we did Y? Like the wheels start turning. You can't help yourself. I don't want to say anything about specifically what those are, but yeah, you can't help yourself. Those conversations, those whispers have already started to happen between myself, Peyton, and Kevin Feige. Maybe y'all should just just why don't y'all wait for this movie to come out first? Just wait for this movie to come out first, and then y'all can start talking about whether or not an Ant-Man 4, 5, whatever needs to happen. I'm just saying. Just saying. I mean, I get it. I understand that, like, like, what do they have to lose? But at the same time, I'm like, maybe see where this goes first before y'all really start throwing ideas around. Just kind of chill. Just a little bit, But I know y'all can't really talk about it because y'all haven't seen it yet. But for me, I would say chill out with that talk. Let people get to this Ant-Man 3 first, see how those reactions go, and then go on with it. But yeah, we'll go with that. Let me grab these comments here, but y'all let me know. Are you looking forward to an Ant-Man 4 even before you get your Ant-Man 3? Let me know. Let's see, Dorian, what you got? Disney should be building up our trust from scratch again, but it looks like they are still riding coattails of prior fame too much, without as much care. Still waiting for Loki 2 though. Now, I will say Loki 2 is definitely something I'm looking forward to. 110%. I will talk about that slightly in a different way, but yes, you absolutely hit the nail on the head right there with Loki 2. And thank you so much for that contribution. Dancing Dog back at it. Thank you so much. Fast X. If I want to see Wile E. Coyote physics, I'll go watch a cartoon. I'll pass on Fast X and its sequel. That is all. Hey, I totally understand. And yes, it is getting to that point of pretty much just cartoon antics. That's really it. That's really all they have to offer at this point. And it is what it is. But some people like it. Some people don't want to break away from family. Yeah. Speaking of Ant-Man, so I'm gonna give y'all like my just a little bit extended thoughts. Of course, I cannot go into detail. I can't, get too deep with it. But I'll kind of reiterate a couple things and just expand my thoughts a little bit. But for those of you that are planning on going to watch, Ant-Man 3, I would say this. Now, I did recommend this on my Twitter, but here's something for you as well. This is what I recommend if you do want to watch something. This is what I would say. Like, yes, you absolutely want to watch Ant-Man and the Wasp. That's the 2019. That's the second one. You definitely want to watch that just to really refresh your memory about certain things. I would definitely recommend rewatching Loki season 1. So if you've never watched Loki, then you should go watch the entire season on Disney Plus. If you have seen Loki already, then all you would need to do is just watch the last episode. Okay. So if you've seen it already, watch episode 6. If you haven't seen it, watch the whole thing. And completely optional. It is not something that is going to be major. It's not something you have to go rewatch. But the first Ant-Man movie wouldn't hurt if you were to happen to go rewatch that. So that's kind of like my recommendations. If you're like, man, what should I do before I go watch it? Those are the 3 things I would say to kind of check out. Do you need to watch Infinity War? Nah. Do you have to watch Endgame again? Nah. Nah. Because a lot of things kind of sort of get rehashed for you anyway. So but I think for some of the concepts that are coming up, or that the film talks about, watching those other movies and that last episode of Loki specifically, will definitely enhance your viewing situation there. Now, as for what I've thought about the movie, I have posted my initial reaction, and the initial reaction was definitely I mean, it's just how I feel, right? Like I tell y'all ahead of time, like I go into these things with an open mind. I know I joke about not being a fan of Ant-Man, but I've enjoyed all the Ant-Man movies. It's just that he's not the character that I lean to first when I jump to a Marvel movie. Like we just saw a lot of y'all talk about the top MCU movies. I didn't see a lot of people list Ant-Man, right? And that's just the nature of the character. He's not meant to be like the number one premier character. Now, in terms of my reaction, I think one thing that hurt this movie was expectations. Peyton Reed, the director, said that he did not want the Ant-Man movies to still be a palate cleanser. He didn't want them to just be a little something like, oh man, we just came from something really, really dope and really big, and then all of a sudden we got Ant-Man there just for a couple laughs. Okay, yeah, I get that. But then he made the mistake, in my opinion, trying to bring up Avengers, Infinity War, Endgame, or just an Avengers movie, and he started bringing up Captain America: Civil War, and I'm like, bro, Ant-Man, anything should not be in the same breath of those other movies. So now, with a character as big and monumental as Kang the Conqueror, you're sitting here thinking to yourself, like, okay, like y'all about to go there with it. Nah. Now, don't get me wrong. If we go fast forward into time, and let's say we get to the 5-year mark, we're in phase 6. Now we can go back and look at Quantumania and be like, okay, that's how that fits in. But this movie by itself, it's fine. I'm not going to discourage nobody from trying to go see it, but for me personally, this is not a movie that I'd be like, oh my gosh, this blew me away. I got to go see this like 2-3 times. It didn't leave me with that. And yes, I know, again, I have joked about it, Kang Gang. I've joked about it, but it's not a joke. Jonathan Majors is the primary thing that is carrying this entire movie. When he's on screen, you like, yo, this presence. You know what I'm saying? That was everything. So I was floored by his presence, and a lot of people were too. And it was deserving. You know what I'm saying? There were some misses in the movie. Obviously, I'll go into that in my review. But this movie did not have me. It made me feel similar. Again, I'm not talking about the quality of the film, but it made me feel similar to Thor: Love and Thunder in terms of like, yo, like back up off that joke, like chill out. Like I get it, but y'all losing focus. You know what I'm saying? And there were just moments where I was just kind of like, hmm. There were moments where I felt like there were different styles of jokes that different cultures will get and others won't. Take that however you want. But I was just sitting there, I was like, yeah, I don't know a lot of people that are going to laugh at that kind of humor. I don't know a lot of people that will laugh at that kind of joke. It's not racist or anything like that. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying there are certain types of humor that different people, like and, gravitate to. I don't think it's going to be as general as Marvel is hoping for. And that's not to say that look, there were parts I did laugh. There were parts that I was like, oh, haha, okay, that's funny. I mean, y'all saw it in my little video and stuff like that. But I just like, and this is not a spoiler or nothing, but Michael Pena is not in the movie, and I was hurt. I was like, yo, like he's literally like one of y'all funniest things in the last 2 movies, and y'all just didn't put him in. Like, you, out of all the jokes that you forced into this movie, You couldn't find a way to put Michael Pena in? Not at all? Big miss. Big miss for me. I was just kind of like, all right, like this is the choice y'all made. It is what it is. But yes, I posted my video. I got your boy Kevin Feige there. So I did want to kind of at least give y'all a little bit about going there and doing the premiere, because it's always an experience. Like it's one of those things that like this is one of the reasons why I encouraged I got Just My Opinions to come along with me, because he had never been to one. So it's one of those things where like I always feel as though if we have the ability to help others or to share things, share resources, share privileges with others, do it. You know what I'm saying? Because you never know. Like pay it forward, and it was great. It was great having him there, and allowing him to experience what I experienced the first time, and showing him the ropes, because nobody really showed me the ropes when I initially got to my first premiere. Like I had to sit there and be in wait and watch mode, and observe and be like, oh, okay, like can we take pictures? Okay, no, maybe I'll do that next time. Or is it okay to record? So there are a lot of different things that like when you go to these premieres, because again, I don't live in LA. It is mad expensive to go to these things. And I was just saying this on a comment earlier. Nobody's paying for me to go to these things. Like my job don't pay for this. I mean, it is because I work 9 to 5, but I have to budget. I have to save. I have to budget. I have to put my money to the side. Every paycheck, I'm like, look, here go $50. I'm gonna put that on my little movie budget, and then I make the trip at that point. But the experience and the knowledge and the networking is really something good, because you get to see people, you get to talk to people, and that was all good. But yeah, like, so I'm walking down here, and shout out to my girl Jamie in the background. I don't know if you can see her right behind me, from Black Girl Nerd. She was there. So that was really cool. But yes, like on the red carpet, you do get a chance to walk. And, like depending on the time that you hit the carpet, before they try and kick you off, you might see some celebrities. Now, what you don't see right here is the fact that there's a big old guard line, like right between me and Paul Rudd. So it's not like I could just go walk up there or nothing. He's on the other red carpet. They got multiple red carpets all on one. So he was out there doing his thing, promoting, and I'm sure they had other actors and stuff. But this is like where we get to walk in. We're going through the red carpet. This is for the press. They always have these little gimmicky things or whatever, which are kind of cool. Sometimes they'll have a car or whatever. And then, as you could see, I try to get y'all a little sneak peek. This is like the line before the line before the line. Like this is where the big TikTokers, if you big on social media and stuff, like way bigger than me, like a couple million views, subscribers bigger. You might be there on the early carpet, but no, the actual people are not there yet, like not the celebrities. They're on the other side, and then they'll have these fun little props and stuff, and little things that you could take pictures with and all that. And of course, y'all know I had to take a break for Kang. Of course, this is what I was there for. But yeah, like the crazy thing about this was the fact that a lot of people came in unexpected. And I'll tell you about that later. But the whole experience was like, I was used to going to these red carpet events, and they separate us, right? Like the press will go on one side, and the talent and the really important folks will go somewhere else. And the only talent that maybe might mingle with the press might be the people that are not involved with the actual movie. So, for example, when I went to Black Panther, I bump into Simu Liu, so like I bump into Shang-Chi. He's not in the movie, but he's watching it and he's with the press. So you will get people that kind of fall off on that side. And that's kind of like what I was expecting. But next thing you know, you got Bob Iger, like head of Disney, just there. I ain't never even heard of Bob Iger ever coming to a premiere. He might have, but I've never been privileged enough to be there. And the crazy thing is, he was like 10 feet away from me. 10 feet. All I wanted was just a picture because I actually respect Bob Iger. Bob Iger, so far, shout out to him, by the way, because this is a guy who saved Kevin Feige from being fired, got rid of Ike Perlmutter because he just was anti-inclusion and diversity or whatever, and really just making Disney and Marvel as good as it could be, right? So shout out to Bob Iger for that. So I would have loved to be able to, but of course, as y'all know, in the video, Top Flight Security wouldn't let me, but I did. I was like, yo, Bob, yo, Bob. And I was like, tick, got that picture anyway. Got the picture. I'll Photoshop myself in there later. But very, very cool guy. Either way, better than the other Bob that we had here. But, and again, shout out to my man, just my opinion. He was definitely there. Having a great time. I'm sure, again, go subscribe to his channel. Matter of fact, I hope I'm not going over his live right now. I'm gonna try and get out of here quick, but I'm sure he's got his experience up there. You could go check it out. I'm sure he has some great stories as well. But yeah, like I said, it was really, really dope. Just being able to collab, just being able to be to share that experience with somebody else. And it's just one of those things of like, man, like I wish somebody would do that for me. You know what I'm saying? Like I wish Kevin on stage would hit your boy up and be like, hey man, come on, man, we gonna do this together. I'll be like, okay, Mr. On Stage. Thank you, Mr. On Stage. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. But no, it's all love and respect though. Yeah, no, we definitely was out there having a good old time. Yes, the security, I called him out, made sure to call him out. Yep, her too. They was on there because like at one point, what ends up happening is what they like to do is, even though the press get there, I'm giving y'all the whole skinny. So like y'all gonna feel like y'all know what it's like to be there. Y'all gonna get on the carpet and then they're gonna hurry up and be like, all right, go to your seat. All right, now hurry up, go to your seat. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to clear the red carpet so that the real talent, Paul Rudd, Kevin Feige, Jonathan Major, everybody else can come into that area and actually do interviews or whatever they do. I'm not high enough on that ladder to see what they do during that time because I'm usually getting pushed off the carpet. But your boy lingered just a little bit. I tried to hang out just a little bit during that time, even though they was trying to kick me out. But I did get a chance to meet Straw Hat Goofy, in case y'all didn't know. Great guy, great talent on TikTok, especially. Really good with the movie stuff. A fellow Recast T'Challa supporter as well. But super cool. Always got I met him at the Black Panther thing too. And that was really great. So it was dope to kind of link up with him right there. And then like this is what I was talking about. Like you do get a chance to run into other talent that you know what I'm saying? Like you might not expect. Like I didn't know Nikki from She-Hulk was gonna be there. And let me just say, shout out to Ginger. She is so nice. So nice. Like this is one of those type of people, like, you don't get that little stuck up type of vibe from them or nothing like that. She was so cool. She was willing to take pictures with everybody and she was having a good time. So that it was really nice to see her. You got America Chavez here too. She was really cool. Andre the Black Nerd. I've been looking up to him for a long time. I mean, Andre was literally one of the very first Black YouTubers that I've seen years ago that I was like, oh wait, you can have Black folks be on YouTube and nerd out about this stuff. Like that's what representation is, right? Like representation is that. And I told him this straight up. I was like, bro, I wouldn't be here if it was not for you. I wouldn't have had the inspiration to get on YouTube and nerd out about comics and movies and stuff like that if it wasn't for him. So shout out to him all day. So glad to run into him. And of course, Kevin on Stage. I mean, this dude, when I tell you, it's kind of scary how much me and Kevin on Stage have in common, including our wives. When I tell you, like the whole dynamic between me and Mrs. E-Man is pretty much a mirror reflection of whatever they go through as well. Okay, so if you watch any video on Kev on Stage's platform, that's us. Okay, that's us. The only difference is he's full-time with it. and I'm just not. That's the only difference. But no, he is definitely goals. What?
I want
What?
you to speak on that a little bit more.
What you?
What do you mean, man?
Okay,
you
fine,
mean?
fine. You want examples and
I
stuff?
want examples.
Okay, yeah. All right. The missus asking about examples and stuff. Kev just put up this video too. Kev just put up a video where he had to apologize to his wife because his wife put him on blast and said that Kev does not put gas in her car when she's on E. So Kev did exactly what I would have done. He apologized. He came on there and he said, I apologize for not putting gas in my wife's car that I don't drive, that she does not tell me when she's on E. But I apologize anyway, because I should have read her mind the whole time. And I should have had a sixth sense as to when the gas was going to be low on the car I don't drive.
Exactly. I said it.
This is what I talk about. This is what I mean. Okay. This is exactly Kev's frustration is my frustration. Okay. Anyway, just to give y'all a little something about what happened. So I met him on the carpet, and it was really cool. It was really cool. I was just, at first, and this is something that, I guess you kind of like, it's something you have to learn with experience. You have to kind of mentally check yourself, because sometimes, and I'm still guilty of it, sometimes you'll see someone that you have in high regard, someone that you really respect or like or whatever, and you'll just kind of be starstruck a little bit. And I was just like, oh my God, like, yo, it's Kev on stage, because again, I watch this guy's content every day, all the time. So I'm like, Kev, what's going on, bro? How's it going, man? And he's super nice, of course, like super, super great. And it was so funny because, Brandon, just my opinion, was right there too. And, he was like, oh, hey, Kev, how's it going? And I was just so kind of like caught up in the moment. I came in there and I stole his dap. I was like, yeah, Kev, what's up, man? So Kev was like, he just stole your dap. And I was like, yeah, I had to double dap it up because I didn't know the next time I was going to see you again. I'm sorry about that. I apologize. You can go ahead and dap up. Just my opinions right there. So sometimes you just gonna do dumb things when you just caught off guard. It happens. Okay, it happens. So yes, I stole the dap. I stole the second dap. I don't care. I have no regrets. But I can tell y'all this. Later on, while we was on the carpet, because here's the thing, I didn't know Kev was gonna stay there. Like, he was still on the carpet, and I was like, oh, snaps, like, what do I do? Now, the smart thing to do, the smarter thing would have been, hey, you know what you do, E-Man? You go network. You go ahead and you give this man a business card. You go ahead and have this man know who you are so you can do some content or something. You go do the business. Is that what E-Man did? No. Is this what this Dap Stealer did? No. You know what I did? Hey, Kev, you want to see the Kang Gang stomp? Didn't I tell you that you do dumb stuff when you be starstruck? Didn't I tell you that? I walk up to this man. Once again, I have not had the opportunity to network or nothing. I'm like, nah, you got to watch this Kang Gang stomp. Look at my video, Kev, on stage. Now, here's the thing. He did laugh. Okay, he loved it. He looked at it and he was like, why are we like this? And I was like, sir, that was actually me. And he was like, you did this? And I was like, yes, I did it. I'm like that. And he was like, this is hilarious. He loved the Kang Gang stomp. Okay, so listen, I was happy that, and I think it's always a win when you can make a comedian laugh. I feel like that's always a win in life. Again, yes, I should have done the smart thing. I should have networked. I should have gave him my number, something. But my dumb self wanted this man to laugh at the Kang Gang stomp. And it happened. So here we are. Okay. That's my Kev on stage story. Great guy. Glenn Powell. So Glenn Powell, some of y'all might remember him from Top Gun He's recently been in Devotion as well with Jonathan Majors. And I was like, okay, it was kind of funny. So let me kind of paint the picture for y'all. Marvel had 2 lines, and one line was for the press to go put their phones away and stuff like that. Then there was another line where the celebrities were coming in. And the first time I saw Corey Stoll, remember Corey Stoll from The Strain? He was Darren from the first Ant-Man movie, the villain. And I saw him walking there, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I can't go there. That's the talent line. I can't do that." So then, I kind of creep up over there, and I talked to the security person, the person on the line. I was like, "Hey, can I stand here? Like, if I stand here, like, you're not gonna throw me out?" And she was like, "Nah, you good." I was like, "Oh, snaps. Okay, cool. Like, say less." So I'm sitting there, right? I'm sitting there, and then Glenn Powell's just walking. And I was just like, so Glenn Powell's like behind me, right? He behind me. And I was just like, "Hey, Glenn." And he looked up, and I was like, "You want to take a picture? You want to take a picture?" He was like, "Sure, man. Sure. Let's do it." So he took a picture. Super nice. Super nice. And I told him, I was like, "Hey, thank you so much. Hey, man, by the way, you need to be Booster Gold." Okay. And he was like, "Oh my gosh." I just talked to this other girl, and she told me the same thing. And I was like, "Do you know about Booster Gold?" He was like, "No." And I was like, "You better read up on it and go talk to James Gunn. Get your agent to work on this. That role is for you." Now, I've already told y'all it's really a role for Chris Pratt, but you can give it to him too. Let me tell you something. This guy, look at this guy. This guy got that all-American, white, blonde, in shape male. Like, you insert superhero character there. Glenn Powell could be Cyclops. He could be Booster Gold. He could be any character you literally want him to be. And he's a very good character, very good actor. Yes. He got the jawline, right? If you got the good square jawline, you in there. Okay, you are in there. So anyway, it was super nice to just meet him, and he was very, very cool and polite about it. And of course, come on now, we got the legend Bill Murray. Now, hold on, time out. I gotta do a pause. Let me put this disclaimer out there right now. I don't know if Bill Murray is caught up in some Me Too scandal or not. I have not done the research. Okay, I don't know. However, and I'm just gonna be real with y'all. I'm not gonna lie. Bill looked like times are ticking, and he's a Chicago guy. So for me, I was like, you know what? I can't let this opportunity pass me up, because I ain't never seen Bill Murray around Chicago, or at least I've never had that opportunity. So I'm like, I'm not gonna let that pass me up. Now, hey, if he is involved in any Me Too nonsense or whatever, I do not condone any of those actions. Okay? The picture does not mean condoning anything. Let me make sure I say that very clearly. However, from an acting side, this guy's a legend. Groundhog Day, Ghostbusters, come on now. Bill Murray is the man. So from that perspective, that is why I was like, yo, let me get a picture with this icon. Once again, super nice guy. Was even joking with other folks and everything. I ain't gonna talk about who he flirted with, but he was flirting with some of the other younger women, in there. But it was all good. It was all good. So I was super happy that he was able to take a picture. And then, of course, the Baskin Robbins employee, super nice, serving up ice cream. No, I'm just playing. So let me actually tell y'all what happened with this. I come in, and this is a little bit out of order, but I come in, and as I'm coming in, actually, no, I'm gonna save this story. Yes, I'm gonna save that story. I met Paul Rudd. Leave it there. Let me go to the next one, and then I'll come back to Paul Rudd later. But I will say this: extremely nice. Everything that you think about Paul Rudd in terms of like, oh man, if I met him in person, that's it. Super funny, witty, charming, all of that. Clearly, dude does not age, and he is definitely worth all of the attention and all that. It's great. Okay, so here I gave y'all again, please feel free to go watch this video when you get a chance. This is my initial reaction right out of the theater. I already told y'all kind of how I felt. One thing I left out though, one thing I did not mention was the post-credit scenes. There are 2 post-credit scenes for Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, and the one thing that one issue I've had is it's a shame, in my opinion, doesn't have to be yours, that the post-credit scenes are better than the movie. That should never be the case. I felt as though the post-credit scenes were better than the actual movie. In my opinion, when you go back and y'all look at all those movies that you guys listed in the comments before, I guarantee you not one of y'all are going to sit here and say the post-credit scene was better than that movie. No one's going to sit here and say the post-credit scene was better than Infinity War. It was better than the Endgame. Well, I don't even think they had one. It was better in like Winter Soldier. It was better in Civil War. Nobody cares if the movie does the job, right? The movie should always be, here's the thing. The movie should be your main course. The post-credit scene is just dessert, right? Now, don't get me wrong. You can have a great meal and no dessert. Everybody likes a little dessert. But I'm just saying, if your main meal is great, you satisfied, right? Now, if you have a main meal and you got a little dessert, man, you just had a great night. But the dessert don't always top the main meal. You're not paying more money for your dessert than the main meal. This movie, the dessert was better than the main meal. To me, that's how I felt about it. So that was kind of like my other reaction. I'll just kind of throw in there. Obviously not giving no specifics or nothing like that. I do have other issues with the film, but I'll talk about those in my review. I think that comes out on Tuesday or so, or Valentine's Day, whenever that is. But like while I was here, now here's the thing. I'm you see where I'm at. I'm right outside the theater. I'm minding my business, and I'm out here just recording my reaction just so that I could get to y'all. And this is how random stuff be at these premieres. And out of nowhere, the director just walks out. So I'm like, yo, we finna do an interview, bro. You know, I couldn't get, listen, I wasn't big enough to get an interview, but sometimes you got to make the best of your opportunities when they come up. So I was like, yo, what's up? You know, now here's the other thing too. As you could tell, like, you know, I'm fine with the movie. This movie didn't blow me away or nothing. So please don't confuse my questions for him as lying, because I'm definitely not lying when I say you gave me a lot of stuff I was not anticipating, right? Because I didn't anticipate some of the things that they said, but you know, you got to be professional with it. Like, I'm not finna be like, man, your movie sucked, Joe. All right, man, here you go. What you think? Like, I'm not, come on now, I'm not gonna do that. But I ain't gonna lie to you either. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, you know, congrats on finishing the movie, because that's a hard thing to do in the first place. You finished the movie, congrats. But let's not take that more than what it is. But I am happy that he was nice enough at least to give your boy just 30 seconds, you know, because again, that's not time. I wasn't gonna get it, you know. I didn't get any interviews for this, like, at all. But hey, I made the most of it. I got something, so I'm happy about that in you know, in itself. Now, what else? So now, okay, here we go. Let me tell y'all about y'all boy Kevin Feige. Now, here's the setup before this. Before all of this was going down, I told y'all that the party was kind of divided, right? The after party was also divided. The after party had like 2/3 was just press and everybody else. You get your little food, you take a little pictures, you talk with people. Okay, whatever. You get your drinks, whatever. But there was a certain section a little bit off to the corner where the VIP were, right? And I didn't know about this because, again, the format of this party was different than the other ones that I've been to. Matter of fact, I never went to the after parties of the other ones because I didn't get an invite. So I didn't know how these things work. I didn't know how they function. So everything for me is a learning experience at this point. So I hear from other people that are at the party, like, yeah, man, you know, they got a VIP section over there, and you know, da 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 da. And I heard that Jonathan Majors was still here. And I was like, yo, for real? Because again, Kang Gang. And I was like, yo, um, that would make my trip. That would be everything. Cause like I'm not coming here for nobody else. I was only coming for Kang. Y'all know that. So I was like, yo, I know that Jonathan Majors might dip out, because there was another time I went to the Celebration of Black Cinema Awards and Jonathan Majors was there, and I was so excited because I was like, oh man, I might actually be able to just talk to him, meet up with him, whatever. And he dipped out. He dipped out like real quick. So I was like, dang, man, like Jonathan Majors might dip out again. He might be gone again, you know? So I was like, oh man, okay, you know what? I'm not about to let this opportunity go away. I'm not about to sit here and pay all this money, spend all this time and energy just to let this go away. So I was like, man, you know what? I don't care if it's VIP. What's the worst they're gonna do? Tell me no, right? So I go up there, and as I'm going up there, now keep in mind, they don't really do this. I've never been to one of these things. I'm looking for Jonathan Majors. As I walk in and I turn the corner, bam, there go Kevin Feige. I was like, oh, snaps. It's the boss. And here's the thing, ain't no security. I mean, there's a couple people talking to him, but like, I'm like, bro, is Kevin Feige just standing right there? Just like that? Nobody gonna stop me? I can go talk to him? Oh, snaps. Now, here's what y'all need to understand. I already told y'all what happened with Kev on stage. You know, you don't anticipate, blah, blah. Same thing kind of happened here. I did not anticipate Kevin Feige being here. Yeah, Paul Rudd, Jonathan Majors, I get that. I totally get that. But Kevin Feige coming to this? When I tell you this is because even when you look at interviews that happen, Kevin Feige doesn't even talk to everybody, right? Kevin Feige does not even talk to the main outlets that we are like Collider or whatever. Like, he will only talk to literally a very limited amount of people at all. So for me, it has been not even in the back of my mind that it was even a possibility that he would even show up at all. So I'm sitting here like, oh, snaps. Here's Kevin Feige. So I'm like, I have to go talk to him. I have to go say something, right? So I go up and I talk to him. Now, this is what y'all not gonna see, because and shout out, by the way, to Just My Opinion Reviews for actually recording some of this, because in my mind, all my little tricks and stuff, they were out the window. I didn't think of that. So I walked up to him and I was like, hey, how you doing? My name is Emmanuel Noisette. And here's the thing. Let me stop some of y'all right now. No, I did not bring up recast T'Challa. And let me explain why I didn't bring it up. One, I didn't bring it up because I did not want to put him on the defensive, right? I wanted him to actually like talk to me. I didn't want him to be like, oh my gosh, you're that guy. All right, let me be closed off and not say nothing, right? All right, whatever. But then the other thing is, I didn't think it would be effective, right? Like, if I go up to him and I say, hey man, y'all need to recast T'Challa. Hey man, you know, for what? You know, Kevin Feige, first of all, I don't even think, even though I do say he's responsible for all decisions, he put that in Nate Moore's hands and Ryan Coogler. He wasn't about to get involved with all that. So here's the thing. Even if he did agree that T'Challa should have been recast, so what? You think this white guy with power was about to go against this traumatic Black experience of losing this actor and character? he was going to let the black executive and director do all of that. And we already had that conversation with Nate more directly. So for me, I was like, there's no point in bringing this up, because at the end of the day, all that's going to do is do what? Stroke my ego that, hey, y'all, I talked to Kevin Feige and I told him recast T'Challa in his face. For what? That's not going to change nothing. He's not going to go back and be like, well, I talked to E-Man, so now we're back. Like that wasn't going to do that. So what I ended up doing, again, because maybe I'll have an opportunity to talk to him again in the future, I want to leave a positive impression so that when I do have a more pressing conversation with him or pressing questions, he's not going to have his guard up like that. See, you got to play the long game sometimes. So this is where you see him talking to me, and I was like, hey, look, I do want to say that one of my favorite franchises was Black Panther, and it did encourage me to buy out theaters because black representation matters. We had that conversation. I specifically told him, like, look, the diversity inclusion that you put in there, it matters. Okay. And it is something that as a film critic, as someone in this space, that I've tried to really, take to the next level and make sure that continues, right? So I did enforce the fact that, like, look, black representation matters. And this is what it does for the kids and stuff like that. And when I do my watch parties, this is how they feel. So in the beginning of my video, when he said, like, wow, that's what he was saying wow to. When I was like, look, even for Wakanda Forever, even if I disagree with creative differences or whatever, it's still about what you see on screen and the representation. And then, of course, as you see, this is where he starts saying, like, yo, I like your shirt. And I was like, look, I'm the official leader of the Kang Gang, baby. He was like, Kang Gang? Kang Gang? Have you seen Jonathan Majors? And that's the part where I was like, he's here? He's still here? So I was like, okay, Kevin Feige, I'm done with you. Like, Kevin Feige, look, it was fun. It was fun while it lasted. But I came here for one purpose, and that was for Kang. That's it. Maybe another time. Okay? Maybe another time, Kevin Feige. First of all, I was not even prepared with any questions for Kevin Feige in the first place. Don't get me wrong. Right now, I got 50 questions that I woulda, coulda, shoulda asked him that I wish I had the moment just to ask one. Ooh, when I tell you, if I ever know that there's a possibility this man is going to be at the same place I will be more prepared. Don't you trust me on that? Okay, trust me. But I'm focused. I'm here for Jonathan Majors. Okay, so he said Jonathan Majors was here. So I said, okay, man. Hey, man, I gotta go. Thanks a lot, but I gotta go. So what ends up happening as I'm going through the party, and I see not only hold on, let me try and get back to it. I see a crowd, and it's Paul Rudd and Jonathan Majors at the same time. Jonathan Majors is hugging Paul Rudd, they talking, and there's a whole crowd around him. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, yo, this is awesome, right? So I'm making my way through the crowd. I'm going through, and I finally get like one or two people there. And I'm gonna be respectful. I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna wait for them to finish talking. I'm not gonna bother them or nothing. And I'm coming through, and Paul Rudd looks up to me, and he was just like smiling, and I smiled back. And he was like, hey, how's it going? And look, everybody is, trying to get pictures and stuff. And, I got my phone and everything. And I'm just like, hey, how's it going? I'm smiling, and he's smiling back. And I was like, oh, okay. Thank you. Excuse me. Jonathan Majors, how's it going, man? How are you doing, my man? I'm sorry. I had to do the little swim move on Paul Rudd, but y'all, it was important. It was important. Jonathan Majors was there. And, it kind of reminded me of like that Chappelle show skit, where Chappelle's walking through and he just kind of put the hand on the face. Now, clearly I wouldn't do that to Paul Rudd, but I did kind of give him the swim move. I was like, hey, man, that's nice. Okay, now, but Jonathan, what's up, brother? So let me just say, I don't have the video for this. I wish I did. I really wish I did. But when I tell y'all, this man did just this. You see this expression, how he's like, oh, when he saw the Kang Gang shirt, oh, this man went on for at least 10 seconds. Like, yo, this is dope. This is, oh my God, look at this. Kang Gang, Kang Gang. I'm sitting there like on cloud nine. I'm elated because imagine this. You're a brother. You're finally getting this push into mainstream. You're becoming a household name. And you finally see, before this movie hits, you see another brother. You see representation manifested, okay, right here. This might have been the first time he's seen a shirt of himself on somebody, okay? And I was just like, brother, I came all the way from Chicago just for you because it's Kang Gang all day. Okay, he was like, Kang Gang, Kang Gang. He was in. I'm telling you, he was in. He was in. And then, of course, you know, again, I wish I could have had that recorded for y'all. Oh my gosh. But no, it was definitely all good. And then, of course, you know, if you watch at the end of my video, my man, he had to make it official. Kang Gang is in the building. Okay, let me tell you something. Don't let nobody on social media fool you. Okay, Kang Gang started right here. Okay, this is the official ground zero of Kang Gang. Don't let nobody, I don't care if it's Ms. Minutes, I don't care if it's Marvel Studios, I don't care who it is. Kang Gang is a thing that started with the E-Fam, and this is it. Okay, and now we got the proof. Because we always got to have receipts. We got the proof. Kang Gang is official. Y'all can go get y'all shirts. This is exactly the shirt that I wore at that point. It's all worth it. It's all worth it. So shout out to Jonathan Majors. I almost forgot. So after that, I talked to Jonathan Majors. I went back to Paul Rudd. I went back to him. You know what I'm saying? You know, because I wanted a picture with Paul Rudd too. Like, I was like, yo, it's Paul Rudd. Like, he's great, you know. And I went back to Paul Rudd and I was like, hey man, about that back there, I apologize. I'm sorry. He was like, no, it's okay. You know, and we took a picture and I was like, yo, congratulations on the movie. You did a great job. And he was like, you know, and I was like, look, you know, but I came here for Jonathan Majors. And he was like, I can see that, you know. And I was like, you know, but Black History Month, you know, and he was like, I understand. When I tell you, this man is so funny, so great, so wonderful. It was definitely a good time. But yo, Kevin Feige done said Kang Gang, Jonathan Major said Kang Gang. It's on the map. It's on the map. That's all I care about. Trip complete. Had a good time. Like I said, go watch the video if you like, if you haven't already. But I am very, very happy about that whole thing. So yes, that's all I got for today, y'all. That's it. I hope you enjoyed yourself. Dang, man, I did not think I was gonna hit 3 hours, but here we are. But it was great. It was a great time. Shout out to Marvel. You know, shout out to Marvel for even giving me the invite. I definitely appreciate it, you know. But it is one of those things where, like, you know, you still got to make the best of it, you know, no matter what it is. But you let me know what were your favorite parts or anything about you know, the premiere that you enjoyed. You know, are you getting a Kang Gang shirt? Get you a Kang Gang shirt, okay? Please do. Listen. Oh. I feel like I be telling y'all stuff in the future before it happens, and a lot of times people don't realize it until it's too late. There's a reason why I created Kang Gang. Okay, there's a reason why I pushed this before it got popular. It's not gonna get popular yet, but it will get popular after this movie. Okay, because I just told y'all, and this was just based off of comic knowledge, not like I have any inside info. But I told y'all that the moment they cast Jonathan Majors, the acting was going to sell this. But the fact that we're going to get multiple Kangs from multiple timelines and all like that, that's going to be huge. That's why it's a gang of Kangs. Get it? I'm telling y'all right now, y'all better get on this Kang gang now before it starts getting commercial. Okay? Because right after this movie, don't be surprised if this starts to pick up. Okay? Listen. Y'all been around here. Y'all saw how Ground Roots recast T'Challa was. Y'all saw how it was before it was trending. Next thing you know, national attention. I'm calling it right now. Kang gang will be a thing. Okay? It will. It's official now. If the president, Kevin Feige, said that, and Jonathan Majors, just saying. Go and get your shirt now. Go on ahead and get your shirts. Let me put that link in the description one more time for y'all, just so y'all get the stores, so y'all get all of the shirts. There you go. Hold on. Let me pop that link in there so y'all can get them, and y'all could be among the first that get that, and then make other people feel sad that they caught on too late. Okay. Anyway, thank y'all so much. Let me grab some of these comments before we head out. Let's see. Rega, what's going on? Okay, it's early, but can you compare Kang to Thanos? Level intimidation, control, dominance. Not in detail. I do think you're gonna get that comparison. I'll put it to you like this. It depends on when you're talking. Because let's be honest, Thanos with the whole Infinity Gauntlet and stuff, I mean, he literally could do anything, right? I don't think you can really top that yet, unless you get to somebody that's like God level. However, Kang is a legit problem. All my bias and favoritism aside, he is a top 3 villain, period. Matter of fact, he might just be top 2. And I'm saying, depending on what we're about to get, he might bump Thanos. Now, does he bump him here? I don't know. There's an argument that could be made. But down the line, he has all the potential to bump Thanos. That's a lot, but there's potential. It depends on how they write him down the line. And this is not a spoiler because Avengers, Kang Dynasty, we know Kang is not going anywhere. This is just an introduction. So I'm not spoiling nothing, but just letting you know. But he's up there. There's no joke. Ain't no Marvel villain problem here. Not now. Sue the artist, thank you, or SU the artist. I finally caught it live. Thank you so much. Much love to one of the most insightful minds. Oh my gosh, that's so awesome. Thank you so much. Kang gang. Appreciate you so much. Thank you for that support. That is so awesome of you. Let me wait. I got Natalie. What's going on? Thank you so much. Makes me clap my hands and stomp. Come on now. My brother, can't you see? I've got the victory. Stop. I'm more than a conqueror. I promise the stomp and nothing but the stomp. Oh, come on now. Don't start it. Don't start it right now. Come on now. Woo! That Kang stomp. Woo! Thank you for that, Natalie. I appreciate you. I would play it, but I get the copyright. I don't want to fight with Kurt Franklin. I ain't got enough holy water to make that fight work. Let's see. Who else we got? I think I think I got one more. I don't want to miss nobody. Barbara, oh my gosh, thank you so much. Congratulations on meeting Jonathan Majors, celebrating Kang Gang. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate that. That is definitely something, like I said, it's just, and it might be early in me saying this, but in a similar way, in terms of like how I've been, y'all know this, it's no secret. I've been a huge Chadwick Boseman fan. And a lot of that had to do, this was before he became Black Panther, right? Like a lot of it was just because this guy was like a massively talented actor. And to be honest, like I see a lot of that potential in Jonathan Majors. Like, and I'm not just talking about Kang, like this brother can act, like he's really, really good. And 2023 is clearly about to be his year. He's got Magazine Dreams coming out, he's got Creed 3 coming out, he's got this Ant-Man movie coming out. He's about to become a household name. So I've been trying to get y'all to like understand this brother is like, this is it. Like before he becomes that it guy, before Michael B. Jordan was a household name, Idris Elba, this is that moment. Okay. I'm telling y'all now, this is it. So for me, I was just like, man, I'm glad that I had a chance to see him now because I don't know if I'm gonna have the chance to see him another time. He might get too big, he might get too popular to the point where it's just not gonna happen, So I'm just glad I was able to get that opportunity, and that just meant a lot to me. But anyway, thank you so much for that. Really appreciate you. Metreon, what you got? Who's the number one villain? Did you show Paul Rudd the stunt? Oh, no. So unfortunately, I couldn't show. Well, the number one villain, I think it remains to be seen. And like I said, it depends on whether you want to give Thanos the whole gauntlet. And it depends on how they write Kang later. But he's you definitely have a combination of like one or the other. It's one of them is Jordan, 6 rings, 6 gems. One of them is LeBron, all the potential to just be the greatest. Who know? I don't know. However you want to argue it, I don't know. Not yet, anyway. But no, I didn't get a chance to show Paul Rudd the stomp, mainly because when I got to that part of the party, it was like I was walking like this through the crowd, and I'm like Jonathan Majors on one shoulder, Paul Rudd over here, and like a whole bunch of people like in between. There was no room. You couldn't really hear. The lighting was kind of bad, like in a club. So it wasn't that kind of party where I could be like, hey, let me just show you that. But unlike like when I showed it to Kev on stage, we were outside. We were like on the red carpet, and it was easy, but I couldn't do that with him there. But thank you so much for that wonderful contribution. I appreciate you. But yeah, guys, that's all I got for today. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Sorry for going a little bit over on the time. I'd like to apologize to my wife because I know she wants all the time she can get with me when I'm not in front of the computer. But yeah, thank you guys so much for taking the time, support. I appreciate all the comments, the cash apps, the donations, all that means a lot. What do we have next time? We have Last of Us. So the Last of Us next Sunday, we got that coming up. I'm sorry, next Monday we'll be doing that reaction for episode 6. If you've been skipping on Last of Us, I don't know what to tell you. That's a great show. You got to watch that show. We got Super Bowl tomorrow. My goodness, yo, go Philly. I'm a Chicago fan, Chicago Bears all day, but I have no problem rooting for Philly right now. That's where I am leaning towards. I don't know about y'all, but I'm going with Philly. I got Philly. Look, they helped me. Jalen Hurts helped me during my fantasy playoffs. I'm rolling with my man. But anyway, thank you guys so much. I appreciate you. Have a great weekend. Don't do too much. Don't do nothing crazy. Be responsible. Have fun. Don't eat too much pizza and wings. I am definitely getting pizza and wings tomorrow for the Super Bowl. Huh? What Rihanna? Oh yeah. So my wife is more excited for the Rihanna concert than the game. Like I'm going for the Super Bowl, but okay, Rihanna's concert too. Yes. But anyway, thank y'all. Wash your hands, wash your butts, be cool. Have a great weekend. Be safe out there. I will see y'all later.